Yeah, because I have to. That's gonna be the next thing that I end up doing. Holy shit. Alright, Chief. What's up, what's up, what's up, people? If you can, please tap your screens, like the live, share with anybody who you think might be interested. I'm making ramen. Sure, I'll do it. Oh, what's up, Chief? You there, C-Dot? I mean, if you're speaking, you're on mute. But, regardless, I'll just be making ramen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't speak. So I mean, I'll stay here and debate, but like, I don't necessarily like it when you have like 30 atheist friends trying to debate me at once.
Oh yeah. No, I totally get it. And yeah, like I sort of don't like when that happens too. I know it can get a little bit rowdy, and they all want to jump in. They all want to debate, and like me too. Like everybody likes to debate. I love to debate, so I understand it. But yeah, normally like I used to have a schedule where like on Mondays I would do like man-to-man Mondays, so it would be like 1v1 debates on Monday, and then on Tuesday I'd do like casual talk Tuesday, and I would have like 1v1 conversations. But now, yeah, I get it.
We could collab sometime and just 1v1 debate.
I mean, like, yeah, like I was thinking, like I'm busy scheduling debate events, and like I already have a debate that I'm signed up for. And like I was thinking, like in the future, I wanted to do a problem of evil debate where I would do some study and then like debate about the problem of evil. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like hell, like yeah, we could do that. All 1v1 you on a problem of evil debate, and then I don't know, we could do it on my platform, or I have somebody, I have other people. We could do it on their platform, and then we could agree on judges, and I'd be willing to give it the time. I was gonna do it with somebody else, but like he's kind of MIA, so I could do it with you. And like I'll do it.
I mean, like I don't like the problem of evil debates. I think they're pretty like disingenuous, but I feel like if we were to debate, we should just do does God exist?
Does God exist?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably work a problem of evil or divine hiddenness argument into that, but.
Well, I mean, like, even if God is evil, like, you admit it yourself, like, God does not have to be omnibenevolent for him to exist. So, like, that wouldn't even really fit.
I mean, like, then it just wouldn't
Yo,
be.
what's up, Kaz? Yo, could you let Kaz up here? Because if you're gonna have, like, your atheist friends, it'd be good to have, like, a Christian buddy for once.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
If he requests.
Coco, you gotta set an alarm if we're gonna stay up that late.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I ended up passing out. I don't even know what happened, bro. I woke up and the live wasn't on, and I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, it was like 1:30 in the morning my time, and the conversation was wrapping up, so I was just like, I put the comments on mute, and then everybody headed out, and then...
Oh, wait, who do you want out? C-Dot?
Kaz. Is there Kaz up here anymore?
What's his username?
It's just CAZZ, but I guess he might have left the live.
Yeah, he's
I
not
could
here.
invite a friend of mine, but
Yeah, sure.
And, like, if you feel like we're dogpiling you, let us know. Like, we don't want to dogpile you. Because that shit's not fun. I don't want to be dogpiled as an atheist either. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, C-Dot. You're looking at a lot of the people who are my friends. Like we've been in the debate community for a long time. Tik-Tok debates have been going on for a while, and yeah, there have been lives where like it's been me versus like 8 Christians, and sometimes I get.
I mean that sucks. I hate doing it. I hate debating like 8 Muslims as well. It's like annoying.
Well, I mean that's pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, but.
But no, like deadass, like I've been stomped out on panels, but sometimes I've been cooking too. I've been on a panel with like 6 Christians, and I fucking.
Whose panel? Do you know the name?
Huh? Say what? Oh,
So
but
are you peeing on live?
no, I'm cooking ramen noodles.
Oh, dude, you're gonna have such high sodium.
Whose panel was it that you like were cooking on with 8 Christians?
Oh yeah, like there are some terrible Christians on this app that can't debate whatsoever. I would say if I had to suggest you some, it would be like present, he is risen, I wonder. Like yeah, I stomp them on a regular, and none of them will
So
debate me.
they're low tiers.
Yeah, they're low tier as fuck. Like I would
I
not.
feel like I feel like I'm at least like a medium high tier. I mean, like not high tier. I'm like a medium tier. About like Jesus divine debates. God exists debates. I'm definitely like a low tier. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, like, do you know where I rank myself on the tier list?
If I could rate you, I mean, like politically, you're definitely like opposite of me, but like you're at least like at my level. I feel like.
Like I would say, so on the tier list, I would say like S tier is going to be at the top because it's like
Oh
Sonic,
sure.
yeah, Sonic ranking basically. So S, A, B, C, D, E. And I would say I'd probably be like a D or a C. That's where I
Yeah,
would.
I mean that's that.
I'm the #1 low tier debater.
I mean there is plenty of like I can't just give you leniency because I mean like your job is pretty easy. Like your literal job is just look in the Old Testament, find something messed up, which is like easy, and then like blame it on God or whatever. And that's how. I mean like that is a pretty easy job. I'm not gonna lie. I would just rate you like D probably.
I think that's kind of a gross oversimplification of it, but
I mean that is what you guys do like a lot of the time.
I mean, a lot of the time, sure, but we also go to the New Testament, right? And also just the concept of God
Yeah.
itself, right? Like disproving the concept by itself is.
Like I feel like you guys would kind of get dog walked by some of my friends. I'm not gonna lie.
Bring him in here.
I mean, I just invited like 3 group chats. No one's joining though.
Yeah, to be honest, like they can come in here, but like yeah, there's like Christians on here that I think are like tanks when it comes to like debating for sure.
Like one of my friends is named KB Crusader. You guys might have debated him. He would dog walk you. Grumpy, the dude I invited you to debate earlier today. He's a history major, so like he can. Like if I'm having trouble on the Old Testament, he would like refute most of your guys' claims about like Old Testament being bad or whatever. So really like him. Or even Philo, bro. He's like the best. He would destroy you on like if God exists because, he's so smart, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's like.
But like, even if God exists, why should we trust and believe and follow him?
Well, I mean, like if a God exists that meets all the categories of God, then you should worship him because.
Why?
Hold on, because he would be.
What are those categories?
Can I make a request that you don't talk with your mouth full of food?
I'm eating, yeah.
I appreciate it, bro.
What are those categories?
As an atheist, I don't see a coherent reason. Even if like Buddha exists, even if like Shiva exists, like why should I follow these things?
I mean, you shouldn't follow Buddha.
I think you should. I think out of all the religions, Buddhism's probably the best.
Buddha literally said, "I'm not the way, bro."
Yeah, the way is through yourself, but following the teachings of Buddha is pretty.
Buddhism literally collapsed when you realize, like, the eradication of desires is the desire of itself, bro. It's not even. It's like not even funny.
Can you justify that?
Yeah, like, so if you want to eliminate all the human wants, right, then you're just going to want something else. So you're not
Who's
truly
to say
eliminating.
that you want it, but that you ought do it?
Bro, what? Buddhists want to, like I'm sure if you talk to any Buddhist, they'll say they want to get rid of all their desires.
It's not a want, it's an ought. You are morally obligated to do so under Buddhism. What you want is not in the question.
So you're saying there's like no free will or something?
Personally, I don't think there is free will, no. But
Yeah, it's interesting. I still think it's a want, but
You just have to justify that.
yeah, Hinduism, kind of same thing. Like they're kind of weird because they believe like Purusha created the world, but then they also believe like Brahma created the world.
I'm not gonna cap. I don't know much about Hinduism, so I can't make a positive claim on either of those. But
Yeah, we're learning about Hinduism in history class, bro.
you in high school still?
Type. I'm like 41 backwards or something.
For real?
Yeah.
We can't have you up here if you're less than 18.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
a
not
child,
less
you're
than
not allowed.
18. I'm 41, bro. What?
You have to be 19.
Get him out of here.
Yes, you do have to be of age. So what is your actual age?
I'm legally 41 on TikTok. You can actually, like, if I was to
Get
send
him
you
out of here.
screenshots,
Yeah,
if I was to send you screenshots, it would correlate with my.
Can't do it.
Get him out of here.
It's policy, man.
my 14-year-old friends will cook you on God. Crazy work, not gonna lie. We're learning about it in history class. Who the fuck is taking a history class? Coco, you're still agnostic?
Yeah. But here, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna start playing Pokemon in a little bit.
Oh yeah. How far did you get last night?
Well, let's see.
Did you make it to the first gym?
Yeah. And like I got my ass kicked. I thought it was gonna be easy because like all the Pokemon battles were easy.
What type of gym is it?
I think it's like a fire.
If we're talking black and white too, then it's hold up. If we're talking black and white, then you're most likely going up against like all three of the brothers, or at least the brother that has the advantage over you.
Yeah, the 3 brothers. Yeah, it sucks.
You gotta go find water types, bro. You can't go in there with your Snivy. You're gonna get cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, like water, rock. Isn't that?
I don't think rock counters fire.
No, it does.
I thought rock
Water,
countered psychic.
ground. What?
I have like a.
Hold up. What's the chart? Let me find the chart.
Yeah, and like that's how I was doing. Like the other day, I was playing against the.
Where the fuck my chart at?
I was playing against the gym leader, and like I was looking at the chart. I was like, okay,
I
what
got you.
works against fire and all stuff.
Coco, big screen.
Okay. If you guys saw everything I'm doing right now, you'd be like, there's a lot of chaos happening right now.
No, you're good.
Now, relatively, we can discredit the fire type, but
what do you mean?
yeah, fire.
Why
has
should
3
I
major
trust and believe the
weaknesses.
Christian God? Pokemon!
Yep,
Yes.
that's why.
But yeah, fire has 3 major weaknesses: rock, ground, water.
What's up, Mob?
And for black,
What's up?
for
Mob,
black,
is that your favorite
I'm pretty
anime?
sure you can only get normal types.
No.
No,
Then why is it your profile
it's just a
picture?
hyperfixation.
Because I
What?
like Bob. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, I really
from-
should show. 1 second. I'm going to show you the statue we have. 1 second.
Is that from like Mob 100 or whatever the show is?
Mob Psycho 1000.
Is that what it's called?
100,
Yeah.
100, yeah.
Rest in peace, my granny. She got
I guess
hit by
I
a
get Pokemon.
bazooka.
Dragon type's the best by far in Pokemon.
Cap.
How is that cap? They're like resistant to everything. Water, fire.
Like ice, fairy, and other dragons.
Yeah, okay. Ice Fairy. How many good
Ice types are the move.
you pick
I'm back. But yeah, Mob, I got a simulator on my PC, and I've been playing Pokemon Sims, and so
You
I've
best
been
be
playing-
careful. Game Freak might get you.
Yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Black. You know, black and white. Playing the black version.
F me, I
I haven't played
guess.
that one.
Doesn't see the statue.
Ooh, nice. I like it. Pretty
It's
cool, Missy.
gorgeous. My husband collects anime like figures, so this is one of my favorites
Wow, that's
personally.
awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
Coco.
It was a.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very, very quietly.
Really? You said that last time. And my
Oh, now it's
my
good.
mouth is right. It's good now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was calling you because I was basically like debating about I want to say the problem of evil.
Yeah.
I wanted your insight because I think you know more about it than me.
Sure. Yeah, I guess. I'm like Ash Ketchum in season 2.
Ash Ketchum in season 2.
What?
What does that mean?
The fuck does that mean? Why are you referencing Pokemon?
He hasn't caught them all yet, but he's trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Coco,
dude.
you do understand that the Pokemon seasons are not broken up by generations, right?
Yeah. Aren't they broken up by towns and cities?
No.
Oh.
Coker's never watched Pokemon a day in his
I'm
life.
pretty sure season 2 of Pokemon would technically be
I mean, I
a
have.
little
It's
bit
been
I
a
of
wasn't
while.
Burning
allowed to
Forest
watch
right
it
before
growing up.
Gen 3. Damn.
How do I do this?
Yo,
That
Black
was
Stallion sounds like if Black Labs and Oblivion had a baby, doesn't it?
Because I'm black? The fuck?
No. Your voice. The way you talk.
Hello.
What's up, Prince?
How you
Hey,
doing, Mom?
Princess.
Why? What's your question about the problem of evil? I don't know if I'll answer you.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be
okay,
back in
cool.
a sec. I'm going to make a background real quick.
You're good. We got enough mods to hold it down for a little bit.
Would you agree with the statement that evil is based off our perception?
Evil is based off our perception?
Are you asking
Yes.
if evil is stance dependent?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would say no.
I would say yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, I would say yeah, because there's no such thing as like objective there, right?
I think there is, actually. I think
Really?
there's objective evil, yeah. I think we can measure it through harm, and we have objective ways to measure harm and how much harm certain outputs will cause.
We have objective ways of measuring. That's an interesting. I mean, the phenomenology tells us that like everything is filtered through the lens of like everything is filtered through the lens of our seemings and our senses, and so they are inherently stance dependent.
I think that if we look at the definition of harm, there's certain qualifications that go into that, and like it's a descriptive, not prescriptive. So we're describing like what's actually happening in the world.
I think it's fine, but you have to take on the presupposition that harm is it's just pushing the like question. It's like, why ought I not do harm?
Yeah. So I hold to objective morals, point blank period, as an atheist. So I have like objective reasons why you shouldn't harm people.
You
If you want me to
have
flesh it out, I
stance
can.
independent. So how are we defining objective and subjective here?
Yeah, objective would just be like a universal truth. Doesn't
Then
need
I'm
minds
just
to
going to
comprehend
deny
it is
that. I
true.
would say that's a fact, not a object. That's not objective.
Yeah, but so how I ground it is through logic. So if you break the logical syllogism, then you can't hold a coherent worldview, which means that your worldview just
Okay.
isn't one.
What's the syllogism? I'm curious.
Reflective agents have agency. If a reflective agent takes away another agent's agency, then they are devaluing their own agency. Does that make sense?
They are devaluing their own agency. So the funny thing is this fits within my like ethics, right? Within my ethics, it's that would break autonomy, and to break one's autonomy is to give up your own. I give a bubble analogy, but I would call that ethics, not morality. I wouldn't say that that is objective. It is simply the way that I subjectively engage with the world.
Yeah, but like if you go against the logic of it, then it's incoherent, right?
No, because you're presupposing that.
That's fine. We all have presuppositions.
I mean, that's fine, but that presupposition makes it, at least, I mean, you can say it's factually indexed to this. It is factually, but objective is that's a very strong stance to take.
Yeah.
Wait, yo, Prince,
What's up?
why were you even asking that?
So basically, we were basically debating about, I want to say the natural problem of evil, and I was
We can't hear you, Prince.
hello.
You're like underwater.
Super muffled. It's almost like there's something over your mic.
Yeah.
This is not better. Are you outside by chance? Like, is it windy where you're at?
Perchance. You can't just say perchance. Does anybody know that?
Does it sound better?
Much better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I put my earbuds in. I think it might be something wrong with my mic. Maybe I need to clean it out or something, or just get a new phone.
If you have a can of pressurized air, just like point that at your speakers, give it a good couple of pss, pss, and then see what happens.
I take out like a metal pick and scrape out the shit because I'm outside a lot. I work with a lot of dirt, so I get dirt all in my phone.
So, we were basically arguing about the problem of evil and I guess the natural problem of evil. And they were a Christian. They were basically asserting like natural disasters are basically morally neutral and is really based off of our perception. So arguing that evil exists as far as natural disasters and stuff like that exists, it doesn't really like add up. We kind of got into a semantics argument about like how to define evil and what are the prerequisites for something to be considered as evil. So they were basically saying like evil has to have intent, and I was saying that's not necessary. And so I guess they were using a more rigid definition of evil. I don't know. But we kept going back and forth about it, but we never found middle ground. I wanted to ask Coco what he thought of it, because I couldn't make sense of it, because normally I don't run into people that say stuff like that. But it was my first time.
For me, like,
but if any of you have any answers, I'm cool with that too.
For me, like, I just watched the Exploring Reality versus Captain Dadpole debate, where like Exploring Reality was debating as an atheist, while Captain Dadpole, who is an atheist, was debating as a Christian. And like, yeah, I would just define evil as like all detriment or suffering or I forgot. I keep forgetting how he defined it, but he defined it in a certain way where it's like it was all suffering or all disvalue in a particular like subject. So basically, like, evils would be like mass confusion. Evils would be all types of suffering. Evils would be like, there's natural evils like hurricanes, like parasites, tsunamis, and there's like, different denominations like human evils, all sorts of stuff. So it's basically any like human suffering or disvalue referring to a certain like subject. That's how I would define it.
How do you evil removing autonomy? How do you navigate situations where you and a person can't agree on the definition of things? Like if you can't agree what something means, then how do you communicate?
Well, here's a great example. I think that my word factual fits with Jules' perception of the word objective. And so I just have to change the way I'm thinking about it so that I can try to understand the concept rather than the word that this individual is speaking. What is the idea that they are speaking to?
What is the idea that they are speaking to? Mm-hmm.
Because
So
when we're
focus
coming
on the
into
concept and not the
conversations,
word.
the first thing that we should be doing is trying to figure out, like, okay, what is this person actually saying? Can I give them a level of respect and kindness? And then after that, if they're wild and crazy, then I do the things I do.
Like last night.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a well-deserved crash out.
Hey, yes, it was.
I also never
So-
crash out.
Well, that's on me.
So we basically got hung up on definitions, and I was trying to tell them that, like, this is a semantics thing. It's like we're really focused.
Not today, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we're broke
I think
too.
I beat you to it.
America is also broke. I promise you.
Yeah. So we basically got hung up on definitions because they basically refused to give into mine, and I kind of didn't accept theirs because I didn't think that it was necessary. So I guess we had like a framework disagreement, but I noticed like whenever I'm having and I noticed this a lot more uh within within a year of talking to people a lot more often. Like, we never seem to connect or see eye to eye, but that's because we are fundamentally using language differently. Like yesterday, I was having a different conversation with the same person, and we were arguing about whether or not a female can be a woman. And I'm expressing like I don't really see the issue, especially looking from things like I'm not an expert in this conversation, but I was saying I don't see the issue looking at things from like a global standpoint. Like, these things don't have to be the same. And they were like, no, it is, because when you look at the original meaning of this word, it meant adult female. So I'm saying like, oh, maybe I don't know if that was true or not. I was just like taking her word for it. But I was saying like, okay, I see your point, but I don't see why language has to be used in such a rigid manner. Gender and sex can be considered to be two different things, but they were arguing. They don't see how my statements can be true if I'm objectively using the word in the wrong way.
So here's a question. When I say the word apple and you think of apple and I think of apple, are we engaging with the exact same apple in our brains?
I think we're engaging with the idea of an apple in our head.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. We're engaging with an idea. So do you think that it's, if I say the word, let's say like really one of my favorite words, if I say the word pandemonium, that is speaking to a concept. That concept might go by a different name to someone else. Maybe for them, they would say bedlam is closer to what their concept of my concept is. And so that's why we need to be trying to understand the ideas behind the words rather than the word itself. And then we can change and try to come to a middle ground.
Okay.
That just falls in line with we all have personal and private perceptions and opinions.
Phenomenology.
Affordability, how old are you for the TikTok TOS, please?
58.
58. And then are you a Christian?
Yes.
Perfect. And then CB how old are you for the TikToks?
25.
25. Are you a Christian?
Yep.
Perfect. I'm just gonna do some moving around of the panel just so we have all the atheists and the Christians on one side. But
leave me on the left. No, I like the bottom left corner.
Yeah, we're just doing that. It's all good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm autistic about my bottom left corner.
Okay, you can have it. It's all you.
So your private opinions about things, I get it, and it's nice to sit and chat, but if you're trying to get at the truth of something, you've got to separate private and personal perception and opinions from facts.
Do you think that like somebody's private opinion can't be a fact?
it can be, but the vast majority of the time it's personal perception.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that like we don't need a full separation. We just need a common understanding in order to move forward.
I find that most people, when they discuss stuff, when you get down to it, they didn't do their homework. They don't really know what they're talking about. It's something they heard. It's a TikTok they watched. It was something, and then they just kind of embrace it. It sounds right. It sounds like it could be true. But they didn't do the homework behind it.
Oh, I
Some
agree.
people
That's how
do
I feel
the
about
homework.
Christianity.
That kind of sounds like me, honestly. Like I try to look into things, but I have a hard time fully understanding it. So for the most part, if it's convincing, I believe it. That's just what it is. But
I know I had some legal issues, and I couldn't afford an attorney, so I went to the law library, and I did it myself. But when you're dabbling in something like that, you really got to know what you're doing, and I had to take the time to really know what I was doing in that law library. But when I came out, my paperwork was better than any attorney's, and because I really put the effort in. And when it comes to the Bible, it's the same thing. 99.9% of the people, it's all private interpretation, private opinions, personal beliefs. It's passed down genealogically why they believe a certain way, but you can't, if you start talking the original languages, the figures of speech it was written in that culture and time, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Do you mean like 99% of Christians don't know, or the people in the Bible don't know?
99% of self-proclaimed Christians.
Okay.
It's all religion. It's private interpretation and opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, especially the hard part for me is like, humans are fallible, and the only people who lead the church are humans. So to say that anything that they say is necessarily true, especially like, that's my problem with like Catholics and Orthodox people, is like, you rely on the interpretations of man to give you a objective reasoning to like behold to these things.
Yeah, and that's what pissed me off about law. I have to pay a boatload of money for a clown that may or may not know what he's talking and doing about, and he may be taking a private bribe behind closed doors with another attorney who's in opposition, that he'll take a fall. That's what I heard happens, on the next case, and here all the while I'm paying a boatload of money. So it's complete faith paying this guy money versus if I go into the law library and I take the time to research that subject, now I own it. It's mine. Plus I know how to research better. And that, once I got the hang of it, man, you just feel invincible. You feel unstoppable.
I have a really good question. Because it sounds as if you're really trying to understand like media and media literacy. So what are the 3 questions that you like when you first read an article? Before you believe it, what are the first 3 things that come to your brain?
Gut instinct. I got a good bullshit meter. That's the first thing.
Okay, so intuition, which is subjective or objective?
It's subjective.
Okay, so we have one subjective. Okay, what's the other one?
Then just factually reading it.
Okay, factually reading it.
I'll do a quick skim read of it to see if it's worthwhile for me to really do a deep dive into it.
Okay, so a skim, so a subjective belief in it if you have a gut feeling, a skim of it, and then what else?
Then a deep dive.
And then a deep dive. And you would only do a deep dive when you felt as if the other 2 were like worth your time. I would just ask the question of, would it be better to ask who is benefiting from this article, who is being harmed by this article, and who is making money from this article? That's what I do.
And I would say, like, if I'm going to go into an article, I'm looking at where does this come from? Like, who is posting it? Where are they getting their resources from?
No.
And then what is the intent behind the article itself? That's what I would judge it on. But.
So, like, if that's the case, then when we're looking at facts, I mean, I think that there is a reason why you see that the closer to education you get, the further from religion you get. And I'm not one to usually say correlation causation fallacy, but I think that this is a direct causation.
Well, I think, like, as an atheist, being in a religion deprives you of critical thinking because you have to give away your power to a higher being, essentially, or like a higher position of power.
Well, we do
Which
know,
would be like a church father or what.
yeah, and we do know that that does have negative consequences later down the road in the brain, especially of individuals who grew up and then leave religion.
Well, notice the words you guys are using, religion. Now, my interpretation of religion, even though it's not the Webster's version, but my interpretation of religion is man's opinion of God. So when you get into that, of which there are literally hundreds of different interpretations or opinions, that's what kind of screws you up. Just like I gave you the analogy of law. Okay, it screwed me up to think that I would have to drop $2,500 as a retainer to a guy that may or may not do the right job for that amount of money. So it pissed me off. Okay, so I went and studied it myself. And that's how I came about with my walk in relationship with God, is I left religion behind. No church has the answer.
Do you have the answer?
I try to get as close as I can, and I think
how do you get close to the answer?
You got to study the original languages that it was written in.
Okay, so understanding the Greek and Hebrew, understanding the anthropological context of the time, archaeology, what does history say, which ones of these are credible and accurate, all of those things, right?
Yeah, you got to get your hands dirty. The figures of speech is a real big one that most people bypass and they don't understand. It was written in a different culture and time, and they had different figures of speech, just like West Coast to East Coast figures of speech.
Right, but we have stenography for that.
Well, here's the thing. There's an entire study group devoted entirely to just figures of speech, to better understand the Bible, that I'm a part of. And that's all they do is study figures of speech. It's a huge, and why I really like the guy that put this group together is he left the church behind, and he went to the Middle East and he studied in that culture. And with the theologians and religious leadership of that day. And he asked a lot of questions, and he got his hands dirty and did the archaeology thing. And, he put together a class called Power for Abundant Living, and it's non-denominational, it's non-religious, it's just simply studying the Bible. And that's why I liked it, because it's all about trying to get as close to the facts as humanly possible.
Where are you from?
Ohio, outside of Cleveland.
I hear the accent.
Yeah, I don't want bullshit. I'd prefer sex, drugs, and rock and roll myself over religion.
Just heads up, you can't say those two words. The first two words that you said. But
to be honest, at this point, I don't really care.
If you're going,
I don't really know what TikTok bans and doesn't ban.
I think it's the
guys.
target of the message.
Hi.
Yeah. What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. What's up?
All right.
Just a little bit tired. I'm fine too. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about something? Is that why you chimed in?
He's an atheist. Well, yeah, sort of.
Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. Sorry, it's stuck in my head. Alan was singing it the other day, and now I can't get it out.
Would you say that the Christian God is the most I would say friendliest in comparison to other religion?
Goodness, no. Opposite.
So what's the worst or a better divine system in terms of how friendly that is better than Christianity?
So when we're talking about specific gods, are we talking about systems?
Not systems, because systems is gonna comprise of so much more. I'm just talking about the behaviorism of the god.
Sure, I can think that Apollo would be a really great example of a good god figure. I think you have some great ones within. I mean, I know a lot of Greek Greek mythology, and I would say that there are plenty of good gods there. But the thing that sets them apart is that they don't claim to be all good.
Talking about Apollo, the god of war?
No.
Apollo's the sun god. Ares is the god of war.
Oh, never mind.
I was about to say, I think she's
Ares,
talking about
Aphrodite,
Egypt.
and Athena are the gods of war.
Oh, talking about Olympians.
Yeah, so Apollo is like, he's known as like the messenger. Hermes is another great example
Hermes
of god that would
messenger.
have been.
Apollo is the song and sun god.
Yeah, he goes across the sky every day.
Hermes was the messenger.
Hermes is the messenger, but Apollo and Hermes are both very well respected and seen as very like kind and benevolent. We could also go into Dionysus, Hecate, Demeter for some, but there are lots of.
Demeter is the definition of "don't fuck with me first."
Yes, she's like but she's kind.
What about
Persephone?
Persephone?
Yeah, the definition of "don't fuck with me first."
So there's lots of gods, at least in and that's just in the one that I'm the most familiar with.
The thing about these so-called gods is I don't recall any claim of creating the heavens and the earth where there's a beginning and there's an end.
That's what Zeus did.
Whoa, yeah. I mean, well, we can talk about Gaia, chaos and order, and like Kronos and Gaia, the breaking of the Titans. There's definitely a creation myth within Greek mythology. I don't.
Like, even in the Norse mythology, they have their own.
I mean, I can recite the creation myth in Greek mythology if you actually care.
Well, what I'm talking about is not say the earth, for instance. I'm talking about the God of the Christian God of the Bible talks about creating the heavens and the earth.
Yeah, that's what Kronos did. He was the Kronos and Gaia together were the formers of the known universe that we exist within. If I'm correct, I think I'm correct.
Incorrect.
Explain.
Elaborate.
When it comes down to the creator God, it's more or less I forget his exact name in the original Greek, but he more or less represents as the god of chaos. He created Gaia the earth, Uranus the sky, Tartarus and Nyx, and then the four of them are the is it progenitor or progenitor, meaning parent?
They would be the progenitor.
And then they are the progenitors of everything else. And I think there's two more. I just don't really care about them enough at the moment.
Someone said my name?
Yeah, you've been having some real bad background noise.
It might be me. I'm working in the background.
It's not you.
Well, what about monotheistic religions because, okay, I kind of think that Christianity is like a lot better, like the God is better than, frankly, all of the Abrahamic faiths.
They're all Abrahamic faiths, including the Christian God.
That's why I said it's better than the other Abrahamic faiths.
So I have a question.
For all three.
If I say I love you and then I force you through putting you in let's say I put you in a cage and I say if you don't love me, I'm gonna do this forever. It's like, is that love?
I'm not a Christian. I don't support that. And I know it's bad. I'm just saying that.
But that's the Christian God love. It just is.
Right. I'm just saying, it's kind of those things. If you watch Instagram a lot, it's kind of choose your pew pew method. Number 1 through drowning, 2 through fire. That's kind of what I'm going to. I know everyone's kind of bad, but which one's much more bearable?
Probably not the God that condones slavery.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But what Abrahamic God...
Side note. Wait, no, I want to say the side note. Apollo actively discouraged slavery and actively set slaves free.
Amen.
For Apollo.
Yes, he did. And Hecate also, as well, was very much so against slavery and decided to choose Hades to to help lost souls over her dominion over all, because she is like super powerful. I love Hecate.
Hecate is just cool aunt status.
Isn't she's so gay aunt coded?
Well, I mean, saying gay and Greek in the same sentence is a redundancy.
True.
Based.
So who's the gay uncle then?
Dionysus, duh.
I think he's just like he's the fun uncle. He's the
I
one who
see
shows
Dionysus
up with
as
the
more
case.
as the gay party cousin that
Okay,
is the
okay.
best trip sitter.
And it's gotta be Hermes, right?
Gay.
Yeah, it's Hermes.
Ooh.
It's Hermes.
You know what? You right. You right.
It's Hermes.
I think I don't know. It's just hard for anybody to say like one is better than the other when it's like you can pick laying on a bed of nails, you can pick running through a thorn bush, or you can pick like setting your hand on fire. Like I'm not gonna pick either. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pick any of those. I would just rather not believe in any.
Hi guys.
What's up? How old are you for TikTok?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 30.
Perf. And then are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Perf. The orders got messed up.
I just wanted to ask, are you the host?
It did.
Am I the host?
Oh no, he's a mod.
For right now, he
Okay,
is.
I just wanted to ask like about the prompt. Like why do you say that God is lazy, hidden, and irresponsible?
For a variety of reasons. Like one of the reasons is just going to be like I'm going to argue the philosophical problem of divine hiddenness. I think that when it comes to like answering prayers, on one hand it could be the case that God answers prayers, but I also see like there's no symmetry breaker between like a prayer being answered and some naturalistic or scientific or coincidence reason being able to explain why that prayer was answered or like why a certain event occurred in like perspective to the prayer. And I think like
Okay, can I
go
can
for
I
it?
say
Yeah.
something just to that? Do you think like sometimes maybe like prayers get answered in ways that we don't see or ways like we may not expect?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, I'm a non-believer. Like, I don't really think prayer works. I think God's very, like, hidden or vague in his way of answering prayers or communicating with, like, people who pray to him, and often at times just leads to harm or confusion.
Okay. So what else were you gonna say though before?
I mean, like, with that, ultimately, I just think, like, people pray for things, things happen. It could be God. I'm not opposed to that. But, like, it also could be something explained by naturalism. And then also there are people who don't get their prayers answered, right? There's, like, non-resistant non-believers. There's non-resistant believers. And, you know, there are people who want a relationship with God, but God just doesn't really reach out to them. Or God communicates in a way that they can't really understand. And it's just kind of like a weird method being done by God. But yeah, that would just be my thing.
I think
Okay.
why do
Yeah, and sometimes a sign, I don't believe, excuse me if I could chime in, but you know, signs can be very helpful. It may not always be the overall best thing. Because let's say if somebody does get a sign or somebody does get a sign, you will be held to a different standard just overall, just from the perspective of you're held to a standard, and will you be able to keep the standard? And if not, what are the consequences now that he did reveal himself and you're still not able to keep the standard?
Oh.
I see what
I'd
you're
probably,
saying.
to be honest, I'd probably prefer if he did reveal himself and I was held to like a different standard.
At least you know the standard at that point, or at least that the standard is real, not like an arbitrary standard set up by humans.
The cool thing is though that like, you know, when God does reveal himself to you, you know, you start having your desires change. So your standards change, but it feels good because it's like something you want because your heart is changing.
How would you know?
I mean, like,
how do you know it's not the devil deceiving you into thinking like your standards are changing for the good? How do you know? Like, How do you like
Well,
if something is
because
revealed to you? How do you know it's God and not the devil? Who's the master deceiver?
so we inherently know, you know, what's good and what's bad.
No.
We know that.
That's not necessarily true. There are psychopaths and sociopaths.
Yeah, like some kids grow up
Baby
like
don't
hurting
pop out.
animals.
Baby don't pop out understanding something is bad. Yo, that was a child.
Which one? Who? American?
Might be
I
your
heard a
son.
child in the background, maybe.
American, how old are you? For
Yeah,
TikTok?
no, that was me. My bad.
No, you're good. How old are you?
Okay.
I'm 32.
32. Are you a Christian by chance?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on mute because you're banging around quite a lot. But just hold out, and if you have something to add, just come off mute and then ask if you can join in. And you're more than welcome to come into this conversation. We have 4 and 4 currently, kind of. I know Zarim is like a half believer, so. But atheists on the left, believers on the right.
Wow.
Hey, if I could add something to if I could just add something to the thought I said earlier about, if God reveals himself, you're held to a different standard now. And the punishment of not being able to keep up the standard, okay, God held up his end. Now you got to keep up yours. And, with this life, we go off at different points in time. So, okay, God reveals himself to you, but you're not living up to the standard. Now you may lose your car or because of punishment of certain things, or you may lose your home and you might be homeless on the streets, but hey, at least God knows your name, but you wasn't able to keep the standard of God. So now the punishments are more severe. It's not like it's more bone crushing. It's more heart wrenching.
I have a question. Like, if the punishment is hell at the end of the day, why does it really matter, like whether or not you believe or you don't? Because if we're all going to the same place, whether we don't meet the standard or we don't believe, what is the big difference? Like, are you saying like hell can get a lot worse, like times 20 or something?
Well, the difference would be is you get the difference in punishment is if you're a believer and you're not held to and you don't keep the standard, you get punished on earth. But if you're an unbeliever, and of course you're not keeping the standard, you won't get punished on earth because God didn't reveal himself
All
to you.
right. I
So
was fine with
instead,
this until you started saying that. I need statistics now.
so
That's just
well, I'm
not
just
true.
off of personal off of experience in a certain field. I just have an experience that I can speak from.
Cool. Is that the best way to come to a truth statement? Is by saying like, well, through the people around me, I experienced this, so that must be the case.
Well, I never really claimed to be the truth bearer in entirety, but really I'm speaking from experience and what I know.
Yes, and I'm
at all
asking, is
times.
that the correct way to come about knowledge?
You have
So
you
are
can
you a
hear
Christian?
you can hear what I'm saying, and then you for yourself can do what you will with the knowledge. Listen to it, maybe don't listen to it. It's up for you to decide what I say.
Then that's not. I might just not be
interpret
I
what
might
he's
not be
saying
saying
is
my
one thing.
question correctly.
Do you think personal anecdotes are a valid inference rule for determining truth?
That wasn't helpful.
I say it's important. It can be important. It's important.
I would say that like personal experience is definitely important when it comes to like making a subjective opinion on something, but like to come to an objective truth claim, like certain people go to hell, right? Especially like we'll just use for example like believers who know the rule but don't follow it. Like we need like objective proof to that, essentially. And like
That's
you can back it up with like
not
Bible
really
verses.
entirely true, though. Like Christians, I guess by your theory, would still sin.
I think that in the Bible it says that once you have the Holy Spirit, you can no longer sin, but Jesus also unalived for all of our sins, so it's an inherent contradiction.
Well, you can grieve when you go to the Holy Spirit, you can grieve the Holy Spirit.
Where does it say that?
I'll pull it up.
There's certain things you can do. There's certain things you can do to grieve the Holy Spirit to where it's no longer with you. At one point, you were on fire and you were getting revelations, you were getting dreams and visions, and now that you've grieved the Holy Spirit, it's not hitting the same.
When you say grieved, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's figures biblically who did grieve the Holy Spirit, and you can grieve it
But what does grieve mean
through
to you?
in the context of in the context of the Bible. It's really used to it's a similar context. Grieve how you would normally. Um,
Just like
you
the
can do
colloquial
things to
definition.
grieve it. So if you have let's say if you have the spirit at one point, but you go out and gossip, or you go out and you get so angry you can grieve the spirit to where it wears off you. That is a thing biblically.
Please, what does grief mean in that context? I'm sorry.
It's not a deep thing. It's not a deep explanation. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
When I
Because
say
I thought
grieve, if I
it's
grieve you,
because I thought it's like the spirit that helps you abstain from sin, and makes it an easier process and stuff like that. I didn't know it was like you that is controlling the spirit. I'm kind of
Nah,
confused by
it
that.
definitely makes it a lot harder. I'll just say
Whenever the
that.
spirit is in you.
Yeah.
Pause.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that. I thought it was opposite. I thought whenever
No,
you
a
have
lot
the
of
Holy
people do.
Spirit in your body, the Spirit makes the process easier for you compared to when you don't have the Holy Spirit.
Well, it's really in the context of like
I'm an
once you have it,
atheist, and you don't have the theology to stand on this. You know that, right?
you're an atheist, so
Yeah,
you
and I
don't have
still
theology at all.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay.
Do
I
you really
don't
think that theology
understand
is only
why.
for those who? It's the
Yeah, but I
study of something, right?
don't understand why you're interrupting me. I'm trying to
Whoa,
talk.
Miss Minx, what's your stance? What are you saying?
Oh, I'm an atheist. I don't none of
See,
this
see what I
is
mean?
What do you mean?
coherent to
No,
me.
because you said that she doesn't have the theology to stand on something. What's your point that you're saying?
Sure, I think that if we're going to look scripturally, it's very clear in Acts and Romans. Let me grab my Bible really quickly. And we can go over why, it says that, that we still sin and that we need to repent, but that Jesus fully unalived for our sins, right? However, we are still capable of sinning and need to repent for that. That's just that's more going to be in alignment with what Paul is saying in his epistles, what Peter is saying in his epistles, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that you don't have the theological backbone to stand on because it's not there in the Bible.
Can I read a verse real fast?
For what though? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that you sin.
Do you want to restate your stance? American, restate your stance.
I would like to fully state my stance. So, like, as I was saying, it was like you were talking about why does it make it harder on somebody to be filled with the Holy Spirit? And my personal experience is that once you come into the understanding that the Holy Spirit is within you, you look at things entirely differently. Like everything that's a sin is a stain, and you want to remove yourself from even having the opportunity for that stain to get on you, right? So like if a pretty woman walks by, you immediately look the other way because you don't want to think of her as something
you don't like looking at
less
pretty
than
ladies?
a child.
Oh, wait, that's a personal thing. No. That's a personal thing. Because I can look at men and I'm not immediately like, oh, I'm gonna objectify this person.
American is speaking.
That's crazy.
American is saying when the spirit is strong, and we're saying when the spirit is weak. Me and Missy Mix are saying, okay, when the spirit does, when your spirit is weak and the flesh is strong, then this is what me and Missy Mix are saying. But we're both right. We're not wrong. We're both right, but just at different times.
Can I read a verse for the group?
I don't grant that I'm right.
Can I read a verse real fast? So this is 1 John 3:9. Those who have been born of God do not sin because God's seed abides in them. They cannot sin because they have been born of God. So once you have been reborn in God, you are no longer allowed to sin, which means once you have the Holy Spirit, which is given to you through baptism typically.
Right, so it's no
If I could
longer
just
seen
pull up
as sinning.
Romans 9 really quickly. So
Plug
that it
Romans
depends not
9.
on human will or exertion, but on God who has mercy. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, for this very purpose I have raised you up, that I might show my power in you. So he has mercy on whomever he wills, and he hardens whomever he wills.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely a contradiction, right? But
Yeah.
you just gotta hold them to both.
But I love how the two atheists came here with like 2 verses immediately.
So, like, is it true to say that you can be mad and happy?
Yeah.
In 2 different circumstances?
Well, no, in the same circumstance, you can be mad and happy at the same time.
And yeah, I guess you could be mad and happy at the same time. So, wouldn't that be opposites? Just like
yeah,
how
but you
God
can't
has
sin and not sin at the
arranged?
same time. Those are contradictory.
Well, when I hear the theological claim that we no longer sin and then we can't sin, or we're born of God and we can't sin, when we look at figures in the Bible, when we look at David, we know David and we know the things he did, but he was a man after God's heart, but he still sinned. So when I look at that, it's hard for me to take that claim to heart, that we can't sin or we no longer sin or sin. We
Can
just
I put like
don't
the
sin
nail in the
anymore.
coffin for you, American? 2 Corinthians 13:3. Since you seek proof that Christ is speaking in me, he is not weak in dealing with you, but is powerful among you. For he was crucified in weakness, but lives in the power of God. For we are also weak in him, but in dealing with you, we will live with him by the power of God. Examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourself. Or do you not realize this about yourself, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail to meet the test?
Wait,
I hope that you
Coco's
will
evolving a
find out that we
Pokemon.
have not
Yeah.
failed in the test, but we pray to God that you may not do wrong. Not that we may not appear to have met the test, but that you may do what is right through it, though it may seem you have failed. For we cannot do anything against the truth, but only for the truth, for we are glad when we are weak and you are strong. So it's very
What does
clearly
that
there
mean to
stating
you?
that you are capable of doing wrong and that he is admonishing them and encouraging them to not sin.
Multiple verses that would support you, Missy. I mean, Jesus himself said that you are my friends if you follow my commandments. The whole point of his sacrifice was to give us the Holy Spirit in order to reshape our desires to be able to follow the commandments.
Yeah, and so that's why I say I have theology to stand on, American. And you saying like, oh, you're incapable of having theology because you're an atheist that's just not true, right?
Well, you don't believe in the words you're reading.
That doesn't mean that I can't have a stance on the Bible itself, right?
Internal critique.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that I can't, it doesn't
It's
mean my
really
Bible
not
isn't
internal.
marked up.
It's really not internal at all because you don't believe in the words. So if it was internal, you would take those
That's not what
words
that means.
into action of
One
your own
second.
life.
What is theology?
Theology is recorded religion and understanding of religion.
So it's gonna come from theos. I believe it comes from Dios originally, so it's like the study.
Okay, well, I don't have,
Well, that's why I'm trying to help
on
you, right?
hand
Like,
definitions word verbatim.
sure, you have a theology against other
Mhm.
religions as well, right?
I have theology again, like my personal is against man-made religion. Yes,
all religions.
It just deals with Christ.
So
That's it.
you can have a position on there, but I can't because I'm an atheist. Because I don't believe it, I can't read the Bible and then try to understand it in the context of an internal critique. Am I
Hold the
incapable
L
of that?
gracefully, American.
Huh?
Take the L gracefully.
I don't understand what you're saying though. Like,
Everyone on the panel is basically saying that you're wrong.
is everybody on the panel an atheist?
No, it's 4 and 4 right now.
And I
She
agree with all
gracefully
this.
handed you an L.
And-
She gracefully handed you an L. Just take it and be like, okay, for sure.
Even your homies are telling you, bro.
And I
Yeah,
want to say something, by the
I
way.
don't see what how that's an L, though.
Be honest
Okay,
with you,
I mean, I
gang.
can
One
go
thing
over
that I
some more
learned as a
theology with you if you'd like. Let me grab some of our like
Sure,
verses really
give me
quick.
like your hardest one.
I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. The first lesson that you should learn as a Christian is that most atheists know our book better than us.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. So an atheist can read a book, but that doesn't mean that they get the teaching.
So this is one of those Holy Spirit
So here's going to
arguments.
be another one I just turned to randomly.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
Okay, so you're basically saying we can't have an understanding of what we're reading when it comes to the Bible if we don't have the Holy Spirit and believe.
Well, you don't believe
But it is
in what
interesting
you're
to me as
reading.
a believer that when you guys read, that it hasn't worked on your heart. Like, it's just, as a
Right, yeah,
believer, it's
that's my
funny to
point.
me that
I was
you
born a
guys
pastor's
read,
daughter. It did.
Hold up. Would you
it
like to
hasn't worked on
explain
your
why
heart.
it doesn't?
It did for a while.
Shit, I grew up in a Christian household, and I literally told my mom, like, I don't want to celebrate Easter when I was like 5. Like, it's never worked on me. You know what I mean?
For
I've
me,
been
it
in this
worked.
space.
I was fully into it.
I don't think it
Yeah,
really has
I
much
It's
to
crazy
do
definitely.
because
with
y'all
a
say that
feast
you were
day or
into
a
it as a
holiday.
child, but now that I'm older, I'm into it. When I was a
I
kid, I
think
like
that
five.
when I think it's dangerous to be into things as a kid because we all get tired of things. You know what I mean? Like, no matter, even if it's good for you, we will find a reason, you know, because you're born into it or you're raised around it. We want to stray. We don't want to be constrained.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
I
say
Right.
it.
think you're
I'll say it time and time
You
misunderstanding
don't
again.
me.
want
The
it to
Bible
be
Because
became
imprisoned.
I
another
don't.
textbook for me. It was just another book in
Yeah,
my bag that I had every year. It was just a textbook for a while.
I think you're
What
misunderstanding
was
what
at
we're
your
saying. I
peak?
think most of us got to the point where we just weren't convinced what we previously believed was true. I think I speak for most people when I say that. I listened to both sides. I grew up Christian, but the more and more I began to open myself up to skepticism and criticism about what I believed in, the less and less I believed. Atheism or just atheists made more sense
As a believer,
to
I'll tell
me.
you that it
Never
does
found
make more sense. To be an atheist is the
there was
reasonable thing to do.
Spider-Man
Like,
in the
that's
Bible.
to
Oh,
be an
it's
atheist,
definitely
that's the
accepted.
reasonable thing to do.
I think that's
It's
very.
it's
Oh, go
definitely
ahead.
accepted more than having a faith, especially in like Western society.
Not necessarily. That's like 60% Christian in America, so like it's more reasonable that you would believe in a
I
faith.
think it's by 2036 that the non-theistic population will pass the theistic population, given current statistical measures.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
growing.
sooner.
Oh, we
Amen.
up.
Is it
Oh
And
yeah,
that
sooner?
it's
makes
crazy though
sense.
when you think about it, because like the
That makes
majority of the
sense.
world was theistic for the majority of history, so it's kind of crazy. Like when you
Yeah,
think about how
we're
quickly
on cue
information can
with
pass and how.
Revelations.
We are
Oh,
not
you
on
think
cue
it's
with
the end
Revelations.
times?
I mean, a lot of
Sure
people
are.
take Revelation to be
But
either figurative or metaphorical.
Wait,
It
hold
depends
up. I
on.
need to ask a question. Were
Yep.
you one of those people who thought the rapture was coming like last year?
In October.
No. You can never
Oh
put a
my God,
date
I
or a
remember
time
that.
on
That was
that.
so funny.
People sold their
Anybody who
So
said
houses
like it
in
was this year or last year, or any specific time, they don't know what they're talking about.
I genuinely believed it because when we were
you say
hosting
we're
these
on
lives
track, but you just
afterwards.
say we can't put a date on it?
True.
So have you read Revelations?
Yes, we read your holy book.
Okay, so like when you read Revelations, does it tell you any specific time, or does it just tell you this happens, then this happens, then
It
this
just
happens?
lists a bunch of vague
Now, for
events that can
me,
pretty much
that
be
is an
applied anytime.
Yeah, you realize the atheist could easily make an argument like, "Oh yeah, this event has already happened. This event has already happened, so on and so forth," because of how I guess vague in their sense the events are. That they could just make it
Sure.
like Revelation events have already happened, but Revelation didn't happen.
I think an atheist will make an argument to disprove God in any situation.
So
That's the point of atheism.
I don't think. Okay, what do you know about atheism then?
Well, you don't worship any God, and from what I've found, most atheists always argue against the idea of God, and give the explanation of evolution or
If I
some
told you that there
scientific
were atheists that
explanation?
worship a god, would that shock you?
Wait, that would shock me.
How
Yes,
would there
there are
be
so
atheists
many
that worship
atheists that
God?
worship a god. They worship the idea and the concept behind that god. It is called spiritual atheism, and it's actually pretty common. So like that's not it's not a necessary thing as an atheist to not worship a god.
What-
It's a necessary
is
thing
that
to
an
not
actual-
believe that a god
Yeah.
exists. There's a difference.
Is that an
there.
actual definition?
Yes.
When was
Yes.
that made? Recently?
Matter when a definition is made, as long as
I
it's
mean,
a
if it was
definition.
made last year, no. But if it was made last year,
And no, it wasn't
like,
made
if
last
we
year.
built a
This is
rocket-
This has been a common practice among people for as long as people have been peopling, my
Yo,
guy.
American, what shape is the Earth?
True.
Honestly,
What
like,
shape is the Earth?
Yeah.
What shape is the Earth?
You know, I couldn't factually 100% tell you what shape.
Nope, I don't do that. Nope,
It's a-
I don't do
it's a
that. I don't
cube,
even.
bro.
I don't
Oh my
even
God,
play with
listen.
that.
Knowledge.
Get off.
What flat
Bro, it's a
flat
fucking
earthers?
cube, gang. I'm telling you.
You're good at that. Yeah, you're good at that, Prince. You're 5 meter.
Prince is really smart. He's like,
Which prince?
hey,
Yeah,
they're both
I
pretty
think
smart.
it's the other
I've heard
one.
both of them talk. They're both pretty smart.
If
Okay.
I can posit a thought, I'm
Go
really
ahead.
interested in what the panel has to say. As atheists, of course, you guys believe that gods are man-made, and the idea of God is man-made. My thing is this: why
No.
would humans create, out of all the things that humans could create, why would we create a self-limiting device? I mean, we want to be limitless. Why
Can I
create
answer
That's not
something that
correct.
limits you?
Psychologically.
Can I take this one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I have
So-
so many good. Wait, real quick, Joe. Real quick.
Go ahead.
So there's this natural phenomenon with humans, right? Where like if you hear a sound in your room, you automatically suspect that the sound was caused by an agent, whether it be like a bug or an animal or another person, even though it could have happened free of any agent, right? And so like there's this natural phenomenon that our brain does where we tend to correlate events with like things that we understand are natural causes. Well, I'm sorry, well, I didn't follow natural things that like we see around us in the environment.
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to my question. Why would a man, out of all the things you can create, right?
I got you.
Why come up with God?
I got you. So the reason that gods were created is in order to enforce certain rules among populations in certain areas. It's a useful tool for controlling the masses who don't have access to the proper education in order to understand that these concepts don't make sense. It's an easy way to fill in the gaps, especially when it comes to things like moral laws, like if we're talking about Christianity. These were set up and told to people from quote-unquote prophets, like we can go with the Mosaic Law, where he's giving them rules to live by after they have left the Exodus, right? And it's a tool to control certain people, right? Does that make sense? It's a really useful tool for like controlling
It does,
mass
but then I
populations.
have to ask the question. After that. Why so much lore then? There's so much lore in the Bible that's unnecessary to that overall goal. If you want to control people, why have the extra lore about the
People have
prophet
been
summoning a
imagining things
bear?
for a long time, bro. Like the other
Why
day, I was watching
why have
Marvel
a
movies.
prophet? Hold on. Why have
Bro,
a
you're talking
prophet
about how is
summoning
there
a
all this lore?
bear?
It's just people thinking
Why
about it
have
that
a
long.
prophet summoning a bear to slaughter or unalive?
Technically, that was God who did it. It wasn't the prophet, but
To instill fear?
Yeah, to instill fear,
Natural
to
human
enforce the rules.
experiences. They've watched a bear eat someone before. They've heard someone talk crap before and didn't like it, and there was prophets around them. They combined three phenomena that have been actually created a supernatural story.
Prince, be an atheist, bro. Just be an atheist. We got free barbecue over here, bro. Come on over.
Let's see you swear.
The lure is
Baby
so
back ribs,
detailed,
man.
almost unnecessarily. It's so detailed that it's like, why put that if you just made it up?
Wait, real quick, Deuce. You know what I was thinking about the other day, gang? Like similar track to what you're saying, but it like kind of like goes against what you're saying. I was watching the Marvel movies the other day, and I was like, damn, bro, there's so much lore, so many universes that go into this, so many stories that go back. I mean, they've been writing Marvel comics for like 60 plus years, right? And so To a little child who's learning about Marvel, he might be like, well, this universe must exist somewhere. Somebody must have seen these things. This is too in depth. There's too many stories, too many details for this to be fake and made up.
I think another thing to take into consideration is like the Bible is an extremely complicated book, and it probably has like twice or maybe three times the amount of authors and editors people consider it to have. So their purposes for including these books and writing these stories, and some of these stories can just be it can be easily considered to be like a knockoff of some other story. So when we're talking about like why is it so in depth, broad, and deep, it's a complex question, but it depends on the book.
Not gonna lie, we have a goated panel today. We have some really smart Christians up here, and we have some really nice Christians up here. So
When we start getting into like, for example, like Luke is going to be one of those books where you see themes from multiple books being corroborated together, right? And so there's going to be a bit of confusion, and where you can come up with this theory like, okay, these are clearly ideas being shared around that were brought together and a story told and eventually exaggerated, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with the whole Noah and the Ark thing with Gilgamesh and the flood. There are obvious correlations, and we know one was around and being spread long before the other.
well, I think this also ties into like why is there so much lore in the Bible, right? It's because these people know these stories. They grew up with like the story of Gilgamesh. So they understand these basic concepts already, but then it's just like molding it to a certain people group's ideology to allow this story to like change and flourish, if that makes sense.
Should we let the flat earther back up
No.
for entertainment value?
We have
Oh, he's still
we have
here?
such smart people up here. I don't think we
I
need to
know.
bring down the IQ level.
My finger slipped.
The problem is, it's not entertaining.
Like I think a lot of people, I
I'm
don't
bringing
know,
up the
this is just
Roblox
my
guy.
opinion, have a very univocal opinion about the Bible. I just don't see it. I think people like bend and twist scripture just according to their own biases or dogma.
Oh yeah. Let me holler at PRK real fast.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, what's up, bro?
How you doing
Did
today?
you see what I sent you,
I'm good,
PRK?
man. No, I didn't actually. I'll
It's
check
on
it right
Discord. I
now.
sent you a
Oh.
paper on group delusion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I've
I'll
been
check it out.
researching this. See, I was listening to your claim.
How should I reach out to you, PRK? Because like there are multiple times I would love to have a conversation with you. Just like I don't know.
Discord is fine. Yeah.
Because that's where I like reached out, and then because we have a Discord where we discuss things all the time.
You
It's
didn't
very
hear
fun.
back, PRK. Come on, man.
I've
Yeah.
been
I'm gonna
messaging
DM
PRK
you
like
so
to
I
try
can
to
get
get
into
him
the
in my
Discord.
server for months. I feel like he's too cool for me, I guess.
All right, I gotta
No,
do
I
one
just
more
don't
mod
use
thing.
Discord.
Never mind.
I don't either, but I'm gonna DM you, Missy, on a Coco server so I can try and get into yours because I like servers like that where I learn things.
We love talking about aesthetic philosophy as well.
Jordan's server, it's pretty sick in there.
Yeah, we're very adjacent to Jordan.
Nice.
I don't know what it
Yeah, I still have to look into this group delusion stuff, Missy. I don't know.
All right, I want to
Have to
give
look into-
Jewel the time because he wanted to holler.
No, there was a Christian up here. I was just gonna make sure. Coco, you doing okay over there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm like really deep in this Pokemon stuff, but I keep
Wait,
getting my
Coco,
ass
you
kicked.
know I already emulate, right? You don't need to send me links. I already do
Oh.
all this.
Oh, okay. I was you wanted it the other day, and I didn't send it.
Yeah, I immediately sat down and found it, and then
I emulate
That's
for
an
Rocket
emulator?
League Sideswipe. Would you believe that?
For Rocket League?
for
That game's
Rocket
kinda
League,
goated.
I have that on my
Yeah.
Switch.
You make me kind of sad with that one.
Sideswipe, like the mobile edition of it, is kind of fun. I can't even move.
I've been to RLCS twice.
What?
I've
That's
been to
sick.
RLCS twice.
That's awesome.
What year?
Oh, I'm a huge my husband and I met playing League of Legends.
Wait, who do you play?
In
What role
League,
do-
it
what-
depends. I'm an ADC main.
Ew.
But I also do play support because I've been pushed into that gender role because all of my friends are like, I don't want to play support. And I'm like,
Bro,
I
I'm
can
a
play
Seraphine
Lulu.
man. I play Seraphine and Lux support. But
I
also
play
jungle.
Lulu,
shit.
Melio, Nautilus, Braum.
Engage.
I can play Engage, but also I love Leona. Sorry. Yeah. No,
Leona is engaged. Silly goose.
But Leona is engaged too. Samira, Ezreal, Sivir.
You would be a Sivir player, god damn it.
That was my first, but
we need to play League.
No, Samira is my
much of a
favorite.
skill
Samira is
ceiling.
my go-to. That's my best as well. And then Ezreal is my second best.
Games like that are just way too hard. Y'all are like professionals at that shit.
I'm also like,
Is this
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm diamond and like Marvel Rivals and like I had like Overwatch, like
Gooner.
Wait, hold on. Did someone call my name?
Yeah,
no, we
did I
said
say
Marvel
is this an
Rivals.
emulator?
Oh no, I think it was Prince Navi. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said, was this an emulator?
Yeah, this is Pokey MMO. And by the way, the gym leader is like kicking my ass, and I can't go into the next town until I defeat him. And my Pokemons are weak as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
You just gotta run through the first.
Wait, is this that global one?
You out?
Is it?
You want to try
Is
for
this the
yourself?
global one that you can play like online?
Nah.
Yeah. There's also like other players in the same server. I could battle people.
On an emulator? No, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
We gotta reset
I'm not
the
gonna lie,
GG,
when I played
Coco.
old games on an emulator, I could never play online. Maybe I did it wrong.
I got you, man. I got you. Oh,
Hey Coco, reset your GG real fast.
Okay.
W Young, he just hit that shit.
But yeah, Black
PRK.
Stein.
I was speaking to C a little
What's your
bit about
roster?
mythicism and consensus.
Mm-hmm.
My question would be, if the consensus moved closer to mythicism, how would that change your position, or would it change your position if more individuals came out as mythicists?
If there was a trend of mythicism that was happening, that was there, I mean, it'd be interesting. I'd have to look at it. I don't think it's changed much over the law. I know people say that it has. I haven't seen any statistics or data that shows that there's a trend in favor of mythicism. I've never seen it.
Yeah. So wait, pause there. Black Stallion, you were gonna give me tips. I'm just like battling random Pokemon to like level up my Pokemon.
Hey, Coco,
Because
I
because
hop on
Missy,
that,
if you
will you battle me?
I'll say what?
If I start playing that, will you battle me?
Sure.
Bro, about to pull off the Arceus on your ass, Coco. Be careful.
True.
Yeah, like
because Missy, I would be so if somebody's saying that the
PRK, we're
trend
trying
is
to talk
going
about
to.
Pokemon right now. Give us 1 second.
Right.
You're good, but also like yeah, let's like deal with this Pokemon.
Why
thing
do you think I
first,
wanted
and
you
then
in my Discord, BRK?
we'll get back
Okay,
to
I was just gonna say. I mean, I would suspect actually that 100 years ago, living today, there are only about, less than. Let's just say there's less than 50 mythicists with a PhD in the world. I would venture to say that a few hundred years ago there was probably a lot more than 50. So if we're trying to make an argument that the trend is going towards mythicism,
Are you
I mean, I
assuming
would
that, or
suspect that
do
it's
you
not.
have
I'm
evidence
assuming
for
that.
that? Because
I'm
I
assuming
don't
that.
have evidence for that.
I'm assuming that, but I feel as if I would search it, which I'll do right now and try to find a source. It would say that there were hundreds of mythicists that existed.
I
A few
wouldn't be
centuries ago.
surprised. I'm
Yeah.
just curious because I hadn't heard that. If anything, I would think that the trend would tend to go upwards toward mythicism. And I have my laptop with me, so
I would say that depending on the research being done, it doesn't necessarily mean that one's going to go either or. It just depends on the information that we discover. Does that make sense?
I agree. Because based on the research that you're doing, what you're trying to affirm will determine where you'll go, right? Whether you'll become more mythicist or actually Christian, so on and so forth.
I do got to holler at Coco for this.
Whenever you guys are finished, we can talk about Pokemon.
So there's two
It's-
schools of
Quick
thought.
question.
You can either grind out bushes and just like level up your Pokemon the hard way, or this is gonna be a little risky. But if you start, there's like ways around the map where you like. Do you have a fishing rod yet?
No.
This is Black, my dude.
Yo, Coco.
Oh,
I
does Black
don't
have a
think you
fishing
ever get a
rod?
fishing rod before the first gym.
Do you have Brittany blocked?
Who?
I had a question. Do you think the
I
Christian
forgot
God
her
is
name.
more fair than the God of Pokemon?
The god of
fair?
Pokemon.
I couldn't hear you.
Arceus, the god of the Pokemon universe, do you think he's more or less just than the Christian god?
I mean, he beats up
Arceus never
12-year-olds.
claims to be just, so no.
Let's see. Oh, this is right.
I wasn't allowed to watch that. That was demonic growing up.
It's literally fighting
Nah,
Satan
I'm
in
gonna
the
be
name
real
of
with you.
God. What the fuck?
I'm gonna be
Isn't he
real with you.
like?
The whole
No,
like
but there was
demonic thing
evolution in it. There was evolution in
and
it.
Well,
magic.
technically, it's not even evolution; it's metamorphosis.
It's
Don't
Magic
worry,
related
that's what
shit,
I
bro.
Like
told my
butterflies and
mom at
shit.
the age of 8, but she didn't understand that.
Worried about Pokemon evolution? Wait until you see Digimon evolution.
Wait, Missy, when you
Now,
grew up, what was
Digimon.
your denomination?
My dad was a PCA, so
Oh,
fundamentalist evangelical Presbyterian Reformed theologist.
No, we're gonna have to grind it out. God damn it.
I grew up like
Wait, no,
Southern
Coco.
Baptist,
I
and it
can
was so
stop you from
like
doing
against all the
pointless
demons.
grinding.
Okay. How do you do it?
First, I need to see your team and what everybody's skills are.
Okay, wait.
I'm about to
Okay.
take you to level 4 Pokemon.
Okay, let's see. After I finish this is gonna be easy. No, let's see. Oh, I found a seed. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Do I go to my Pokédex?
Don't worry about the name of my server.
No, go to your party.
No. Like on the side.
Okay.
You're using a capture card. You're just looking at the screen. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so cat, dog, rat, snake.
Hold on.
Do you have the ability to check their stats in this, or?
How do you do that?
Unfortunately, I've never played this game on an emulator.
Oh.
Normally, you just open your settings, go to Pokemon, click into the Pokemon. There'll be a summary button.
Exactly, like in your
Actually, let me get
Pokédex.
my Block 2 game.
If you go to your settings and open controls, it'll tell you the button to pull it out.
Yeah. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, we're nerding out really quick. Everybody can stop talking about God.
Hot take: Pokemon is surface level nerdom. You reach mid-level nerdom when you get into D&D, and max level when you get into Magic.
Play cry.
Magic
What about
was a stepping
Yu-Gi-Oh?
stone before D&D.
Yeah, what is the stepping stone before
Not for
D&D?
me. I think the stepping stone for D&D is
Baldur's Gate?
it's gotta be some video game though.
Is it like
Interesting.
Fable maybe? Skyrim?
Ooh,
Skyrim.
Fable sounds
Skyrim's
right.
gotta be
Skyrim
it.
sounds something like that.
Okay.
Maybe it's like
I ain't
Final
gonna lie,
Fantasy.
I hopped straight into
Gotcha.
D&D as a little kid. I was a full-on nerd. Well, I used to ride the bus with like some emo high school kids, and they were like getting me hip to D&D early on.
I was in this sort of arranged marriage, but he and I never really liked each other like that, and so we would watch Star Wars as like a distraction, and that's why I'm such a nerd.
W.
Got the levels of nerdom wrong though. I think top level's Pokemon, medium level maybe is D&D, but then the bottom level that's
The
LARPing.
fuck?
That's people that go fight in the mall with lightsabers, bro.
Dude,
Oh, wait, did you-
I would love to.
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
No, the ability to take your special interest in nerd fandom to the public, that is level 4
I was
nerd
gonna
shit.
say, yeah, you telling me you don't want to be in the mall sword fighting the bros? I don't know.
That sounds
So
so
occasionally,
fun.
Yeah, I
Probably
do, but
not.
that's level 4 nerd shit.
No.
No,
Not
level
necessarily.
level four, it's dude. Once you get into D&D, your life has changed. You're a new
Wait.
person. It's like
When you
doing.
spend $150 on a book for a board
No,
game that
you
has
don't
no
need to
pieces,
do
you're
that. You
for
don't need
sure
to
above
do
your
that.
age.
You can get all the rules online.
You guys are forgetting about tabletop battle sims like Warhammer. That's
Oh my
top
goodness.
level nerd
My friend and I are going to be building. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game Pirates.
Nope.
You
Is
get
it like
these
a
little
tabletop
pop
battle?
out like replica ships.
You're gonna paint them?
Wait, so what do you guys want me to pull up? I think I
Well,
pulled it up.
I needed to look at their stats to see who does what.
Yep.
Like
my
that?
friend and I are
Yep,
building a
that's where
full
I need
ass
to be.
table for it.
Coco, you're in the right place. Okay. Damn, bitch can take a hit.
Oko, you're aware of the Great Pokemon War, right?
No. It's been a minute since I
Next
watched
Pokemon, please.
PRK, I got a question for you whenever you come back.
Okay, the next one that I have, let's see. This one. Purloin.
Okay, balance. High speed. Next.
Okay.
You need like a heavier Pokemon on your team, bro.
Yeah, I just started.
Well, the Snivy is, from what I've seen, his biggest bulk, but that might just be due to level.
Yeah.
And evolution.
Hey, I have a question for the host.
It's also my starter, but go ahead.
Well, yeah.
If Jesus Christ appeared to you and said that he is God, would you believe in him?
If he,
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, like, but I'd probably need like further justification.
Well, why did?
Like,
so-
Missy, you
okay,
saying you
so-
would? How would you know the dude in front of you is Jesus?
I wouldn't. I'm delusional.
I think we just took the assumption that he meant we know it's Jesus Christ and we know he cannot lie.
Okay,
That's why I immediately took it.
All right, now another question for the host. Well,
Yeah.
one more
That's
question, if I
level
may.
4.
If
Yeah.
my Bible, you know what I mean, if it says that those of not the Spirit cannot understand what's inside of the book, right? Why do you?
Yeah.
You can't really debate. I can't really debate you, right? Because none's gonna prove to you anything, right? Unless God appears to you. There's none that can change your mind. So now I'm gonna question your beliefs, and if you question your own beliefs, that's
it
gonna
is
lead you to a
your
different
job to
one,
give an
right?
Yo, you
account
need
of
to
your
pause.
testimony.
Well, now I'm gonna ask him what defines morality? What's right or wrong? Is it like the
16.
golden
Before we go any
rule?
further in this, how old are you?
I'm 19.
And 19.
What's
and then
right? Yeah.
you're a
What is
Christian, right?
morality? What is morality for you?
Take this as easy.
Morality is how the group decides what's best for the group.
Wait,
Morality
BlueSky,
is a
did you get everything you needed?
subjective stance on.
I assume the
Like, what
Lit
is right
Pup
or
and
wrong?
Pat Rat are around the same level.
I'm sorry, guys. It's hard to talk to
oh.
5 people. I want to ask the host.
Me and the host are doing something.
You came
I just
up
want to
onto
talk to
the
the host for
panel
5 minutes.
full
That's
of
it, please, guys.
full of 8 people, bro. Like, I don't know what you want us to tell you.
But okay,
27 Prince.
I guess I could get through this and then like get back to what I was doing. But if you ask me in regards to morality, like I'm a moral subjectivist, but I think I might become a moral realist later in the year. But
So for the host, yeah, I know. But if I can
Go for
talk
it.
to the host for 5 minutes, if that's okay with you
Oh yeah,
guys,
yeah, I'm the host.
that's
I'm the
cool.
host.
I'm just reading my Bible now.
Well, the next time you complain, I'm just gonna kick you. So either
Oh,
talk
go
or
ahead.
shut your bitch ass up.
All right, Prince. Now he's here to
do you
talk
believe
to
that humans
hosts.
and animals are like the same exact thing? I was like, do you think humans are equal? So
Not necessarily equal, but given
All right, so are
taxonomy,
you
I would say
the
like
host?
humans are animals.
Are you a vegan by
No,
chance?
I'm not a
For the
vegan.
host? All right, so do
Anything
you
to do
believe
with the
that it's okay
conversation
to
of
eat
why
each
we
other?
should trust or believe.
That come from?
Do you think that we should trust or believe in the
Yeah,
God? Like, what the
it
fuck is
does.
this conversation?
Guys, see, look, I'm trying to talk to the host and I can't talk to him. I'm trying to have a conversation for 5 minutes. You guys have any kind of patience?
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. You guys don't have. You guys are atheists. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Be
If you
very
want to play this game, we
careful.
can.
This is your one
Yeah,
chance.
dude,
Okay,
like-
y'all kicked him. I was
Crazy
gonna be
gift
like,
challenge,
you got
though.
one chance before you.
Like I fucking kicked him. I'm trying to play Pokemon.
I want Daniel up here. Come on, Daniel.
So yeah, Prince, that's the type of Christian that we truly cannot stand.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
like get the fuck up out of here. What do you mean? Like, oh, you're atheist. I know that you guys don't have patience. Shut the fuck up. Like I'm trying to play fucking Pokemon. If you're an
Matter of fact, he did not have patience. He asked you the question. You started answering it in the middle of it. Hey, what about this other thing? Hey, what about
yeah,
this? Like,
for real.
what do you mean? Hear the answer, let it register in your fucking brain, and then respond to it.
Like if he was next to me, I would have hit him with my fucking computer keyboard. Like I'm trying to play Pokemon.
Black,
Does
you
somebody
said
have a
you-
question for me?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna ask, what theory of sin do you hold to? Like, I was having a conversation last night with Herb about privation theory, and I think he gave me some good like contention points with it. But I think I still affirm privation.
I'm pretty sure
theory.
privation theory is the only way you can go, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I figured.
So, I mean, I haven't heard anything else. I literally just
Okay.
considered privation theory because nothing else was working. I forget everything, but
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I figured it was like sort of a dichotomy in the sense of like either sin is gonna have a positive ontology or a negative ontology. So that I'd rather affirm the negative ontology. But that was my only
yeah.
question.
So, can I give y'all the definition of sin that I was taught as a girl,
Go
like a
for it.
child?
Are we buying stuff? Actually,
No, we're just healing.
okay. Actually, yeah, just give me instructions in the comments, and then yeah, I'll read it. Okay, you guys go ahead.
The definition of sin that I was taught is any act that is an omission or commission against God's will.
That's just slow, but okay. Yeah, what's up, Jewel?
Wait, okay, chill. Wait, what do you mean by slow? What the fuck?
What?
Yo, that's
Do you know what
crazy.
omission? Okay, like what?
Yeah, well,
How is that not
I
a
agree.
decent definition
No,
of sin?
that's a decent definition. It's just very general.
Sure. All right. Are we knowledgeable to God's will?
Are you going to claim epistemic like access? Or are you going to claim phenomenological conservatism here? It depends.
Yeah, it's just going to be like a logical consistency. And like, can we
Yeah, are you
logically
going to hold to phenomenological conservatism saying we can't know God's mind?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Cool.
going to
So
hold
that
to.
means that you can no longer make statements positively about the attributes of your God. If you cannot understand him, how can you make a positive affirming claim if you have no epistemic access to him?
So it's just like, is God's ontology just going to be contingent upon his like mind?
You would have to give me the definition of God.
Yeah, God's just going to be a maximally great creator. It's just
maximally, not all powerfully, not omni. Maximally.
Yeah,
maximally is proper here. You can use maximally.
No, that's fine.
The four omni.
Yeah, I'm using maximally.
I mean, you can use maximally. I would just like, are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I'm just gonna like, for argument's sake, I'm just not gonna use the omnis so we can get caught.
Do you hold to the omnis?
Yeah, I hold to the omnis.
If you hold to the omnis, then you should defend your position. That's cowardly.
Yeah, sure. Wait, how is it cowardly? Because I'm not trying to
Believing
get
in
caught
it,
up.
if you know it's a weak argument, but you still believe in it, it's kind of bad on your part.
Moderator, it's not a weak argument, so I'll give you my position on why I'm not using omnis. Because first of all, when we're talking about God, you're just going to get into a semantical process about the omni. I'm not trying to get into a semantical process about the omni properties, but instead we're going to stay on conversation topic. So when we're going to be using maximally, I'm just going to be using this to infer that God's attributes are just going to be in a higher sense than human attributes, instead of using an ontological consistency, or like not an ontological consistency, a semantical consistency that we're just going to get into anyways. So instead of getting into semantical consistency, unless you want to debate the omnis, and sure, I can debate you on the omnis.
Well, I think we can all recognize that there are contradictions within omni properties, right? So I don't think that that's going to be a point of contention. We can move past that and go to maximally, but to say like, oh, I just go with maximally, even though that's, you should defend the position in which you hold. And I will hold that would be cowardice not
Christian
to.
philosophers define God as a maximally greatest, maximal being, maximal
That's
good.
fine, but then you should not hold to omnis.
Sure, wait, so is omnis and maximally great just not going to be like coherent to each other?
So one of them is going to be having an infinite amount, right? One's going to be able to always, it's everything. And then one of them is just as good as it gets. So I mean, as long as you're willing to strip that from God, I'm fine with stripping that from God, but that's going to be very hard for you to back up.
Sure. So, Miss, real quick, how do you identify the scale of knowledge between between human consistency and God consistency? How are you going to put this on a scale?
That would not be my burden, and also you would hold to phenomenological conservatism, so neither can you.
So wait, it's going to be your burden, and I'll tell you why it's going to be your burden, because you're inferring that there's going to be a difference between maximally and the omnis properties. So that means you're going to find a relevancy between this logic that's going to have a gap of percentages. So again, I'm asking you, within this gap of percentages that you're using within your semantical definitions, how are you going to observe within this property of God's presence that there's going to be a difference between a minimal and a maximal set of knowledge?
Yeah, so when we're using the term maximal, right, we're going to be indexing it to something. When we're using omni, we're going to be indexing it to something completely different. Would we agree to that, or would we say that omni and maximally share the same concept?
Sure. So within the definition I'm using, I'm going to say they're going to be sharing the same concept, only because there's just not going to be an indiffer within this percentage count on what's going to be a higher knowledge count than a contingent artifact or a contingent person.
Sure. I mean, you can go ahead and hide behind maximally. That's fine.
I'm
as long
definitely
as you
gonna hide behind
recognize you're hiding behind maximally.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to hide behind maximally because all you're doing is like dodging the point. So again, I'm going to ask you a question, and either you're going to answer my proposition or you're just going to sit there and perform meta commentary, which I know you are because you're a fraud. But so number one, is hold
No,
on.
let him go. Let him
Don't
go.
be a
It's
white
fine.
knight. Don't be a white knight. Yeah. So is this percentage gap between maximally and omni going to be a percentage or is going to be a perception? Which one is it?
I'm going to ask why this is a dichotomy.
Yeah, so the dichotomy is just going to be because you're making an assertion that maximally and omni are going to be like two different things.
Yes, because they are.
I got you.
Yeah,
Look, Omni covers everything, right? There's
That's
nothing
what I
that Omni
said.
does not cover, but maximally gives you room to say, hey, this is the maximal possible, and that there's some other things that are outside of this maximum, right? But if you're saying that they're equal, that's basically saying Omni, so you should use the word Omni.
This is
But
what
the
I said
terms
5
do
minutes
have-
ago.
I know. But like, people don't
moderator,
Again?
Moderator, do you have knowledge of all things?
Yeah, but now a man said it, so it
do
makes
not
it
have knowledge of all things. That's correct.
Okay, do you have a knowledge of all percentage?
Now, 100%. Yeah, the percent would be 100%.
Yeah. So can you tell me the indiffer between all and omni?
All and Omni, Omni covers
Yeah,
all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all of it.
What is all? What is all? Tell me the definition of all. What is all? What is all?
I don't know. Everything within a group, everything that could
But
be.
how do you know
like
that
all
when you have no
chickens,
knowledge
all
of
chickens, everything in a group.
Yeah. How do you have that knowledge when you don't know everything?
Have that
You
grouping
can't.
based
Okay,
on the
here's the thing.
category.
Critical. You
Because we
cannot.
made
You
the
cannot
category
claim
of
phenomenological conservatism and then just hide behind this bullshit. Either stand your ground with phenomenological conservatism or don't. Which one are you going to do? Are you just going to pussyfoot around it?
Wait, are y'all just not going to engage with my proposition?
Are you? Wait, what do you think phenomenological conservatism is? Because it's a direct answer to your point.
No, wait. When does this have to do with my proposition?
Yeah, so
Provided two questions. There was never a proposition.
Wait, moderator, a proposition. Do you know what an indexical proposition is?
I love how you just like went right over phenomenological conservatism. Would you like
Because
to
I've been
answer
asking this
my
question
question
for
on
about,
whether or not you know what phenomenological conservatism is?
Yeah, sure. I don't have knowledge on that.
That's fine.
on-
All you had to do was say that, and I would have explained that it's saying that without with the evidence that we have available, we are able to make inferences, and that those inferences can be true. That would be phenomenological conservatism. Do you see how that is a direct point to your statement? Yes or no?
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
so what you're doing is you're claiming epistemic, like you're saying, oh, I don't have access to all of this knowledge. So what I do have is good enough for me to make truth statements. But what this does is it leaves you open to also having false statements within your logic. You cannot both assert that you cannot know your God and that you can. That is incoherent. So that is the point that I am trying to make. Just because you thought that I was slow, it was you who could not track the conversation. So next time, just because I'm a woman, don't listen to men.
Sure. So real quick. Go ahead, Coco. You're the host. My bad.
Oh, nothing. I'm just playing Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just real quick. Thank you for the assertion that since you're a woman, I'm not letting you speak, because this whole time I've never interrupted you, and I've listened.
That was not the statement that I made. It was that you understood from a man, but you would not understand from me, even though I said the exact same thing. That was the claim that I made. Just to clarify.
Just to make sure, I didn't agree with moderator once. I believe all he did was repeat what you did, what you said, and I still don't agree with you, because both of y'all are just like not exempting my proposition. So I'm gonna ask my proposition again, and all you're gonna do is just like repeat yourself, like you're like a radio or something, or like a chimpanzee at a
and all you're going to do is not engage with the concept. So let me ask this: is what you are asking, because I cannot access knowledge about God, I cannot make a statement about it? Is that what you are asking me?
would you like a modus potens argument so I can help
No,
you
I'd like
understand?
you to just explain what you want from me.
Sure. I'll explain it in a syllogism. How about that? Because maybe you
That's
understand.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Just give me some time. I am on, I'm dyslexic. Sometimes it takes me a minute. I am a slow
totally
girl,
okay. That's
right?
totally okay.
I can
That's
still
totally
understand phenomenological conservatism, though. So
Yeah, I definitely can't because that's just I don't know what that is.
well,
So
you're
this,
holding to phenomenological conservatism.
that's
but I
totally fine.
digress.
That's totally fine. But so we're gonna be using a modus potens argument. If you know what that is, then that's
Yes,
totally
I
okay. If
do.
you don't. Okay, cool. So P1 is just gonna be all knowledge in this universe is not obtainable. P2 is just gonna be we're using the definition of all. Wait, no, we'll use C and C. So it's just gonna be clarify 1. We're using the definition of W black, whatever. We're using the definition of consistence of all. Clarifying 2 is just going to be since we're using all, we have no consistency of all. If we have no consistency of all, this is going to follow Q. Since we have no consistency of all, therefore we can't gain all. If we can't gain all, then there's no difference between omni and all or maximally. What premise do you disagree with?
No, the funny thing is that's just phenomenological conservatism.
Yeah, so which premise are you going to disagree with?
So I'm not going to disagree with a lot of them.
My bad. Which premise are you going to disagree with?
Are you going to continue to be an asshole?
Are you going to continue to be an asshole? Which premise do you disagree with?
Are you going to be an asshole? If you don't understand what phenomenological conservatism is and that you just made an argument for that, and then you're going to come here and like pretend like I don't know shit. Black, so did you hear any of it?
Oh, I heard all of it. And if we're fighting a lip pup, I remember its evolution is very bulky. So we should break through, but let's heal up right now, Coco.
I don't think I have any potions.
Let's see what this.
What items do you have?
Jay, are you a?
Oh wait, I think I do. Oh, I have one.
Sweet.
I guess not.
Bro, like, tell me y'all understand what phenomenological conservatism is.
No,
and that I was making sense because, like.
Did you hear my joke? I literally was like, "Oh, he just needed a man to say it, huh?"
Like, why is this the case? Do I just need to like? Maybe I just gotta like talk like this and put on a male profile picture, and then people might like start taking me seriously.
So the plan will be
Daniel is my favorite
tornado
so
win.
Okay, fight. So it's gonna be
Good communicator. You broke your point down very clearly, in my opinion.
Thanks, ma'am.
Oh no, that guy was a fucking idiot. I hold to phenomenal conservatism too.
No, I never said that. I didn't fucking hold to some of it, but also like, I'm not gonna be able to
drop.
What?
Let's go.
Did he get kicked or did he drop?
I can't. If he wasn't going to be able to like engage in good faith, like, and also try to understand me instead of just like, since I was genuinely giving him and trying to understand him, but I was not receiving that back, why would I continue to have a conversation with someone like that?
Badge.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to talk about how that is directly in alignment with phenomenological conservatism by saying that we don't have access to all knowledge. That means that this is like no longer poignant, is like a direct saying we don't have access to knowledge, so we can't really make a claim, which is quite literally phenomenological conservatism. And so it was like watching a mouse just like in a mousetrap trying to find cheese, but like he's already caught.
And I mean, I agree with you. Like the minute that you make the claim, like, "Oh yeah, we
Dingo, I haven't seen you in a minute."
But yeah, it basically becomes null to make the God claim if you can't have epistemic certainty of anything, especially not of the God.
Correct.
Like,
Also,
you would disagree.
If you're going to take the negative of the position, you also like if you're going to say, okay, I can't know God, you can't then say I can know God. That is illogical. That makes no sense.
Okay, wait, pause real quick. So I got a TM. What do I do with that?
Which TM?
Work up TM?
A team message.
What is a TM?
No, TM stands for technical machine, which just means a move that you can teach your Pokemon without your Pokemon having to learn it naturally. Some Pokemon can learn TM, some Pokemon can't. There's still a balancing act to it.
PRK, what are your thoughts on what I
say-
just said?
No. On what exactly? I forget.
So the idea that like since we cannot fully know God, we cannot make certain claims. And whether or not, so if you're going to claim that at one point and say like, well, we can't know God in this way, how can you make a positive attribute if you're not allowed, like if you don't have knowledge? That's kind of like
Oh, okay,
the
so that's your
general,
position?
that was his position, correct?
That was his position.
Like, so he was trying to say that also that omni and maximally were two different things, or were the same thing, while being provided a symmetry breaker, right? Which was that a maximally will like leave room for error, right? So omni is going to consist of all, whereas maximally is going to leave room for things. And so there was a clear distinction there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know how it's used in the literature. It's like God is a maximally good being, is like how I think Swinburne would articulate it. So I don't know if he was articulating it correctly or not, but that is used in the literature for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. I mean, I think he just articulated it incorrectly, or maybe
I think he
hasn't
was
like
just a misogynist.
maximally great is the term that is used, but then they like go on to justify why a maximally great being would possess these four omni properties. It isn't just
Well,
a
that's
term.
well, and that's the thing is I was like, okay, if you hold to the omni properties, but you're hiding behind maximally, you can do that, but it's cowardly.
That point I agreed as well. Like, yeah, if you're gonna say a maximally great being, but then like try and like so that later on you can have like loopholes to escape from the omni properties, yeah, that's pretty cowardly. Not gonna lie.
But my mini rant over.
Missy, are you being persuaded by mythicism?
I'm still not really like, so here's the thing. Right now I'm currently holding to Paul definitely existed. I mean, we have a death record of Paul. So it's pretty obviously that he existed. Now he is making a claim about someone who we do not have firsthand accounts for. And so I think that there's room there, right? The current consensus, I think, is a decent thing to hold on to, but I'm going to remain slightly skeptical. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I think that everybody's slightly skeptical on this, but if you hold to Paul existing, it just doesn't make sense. There's no good reason why Paul would make up a story that the Messiah has been crucified, right?
Well, and that's where I disagree, right? That we have many a cult leader. We have
We wouldn't have anyone
we have
contesting him
many an example of an individual using some sort of thing for power and influence. We can't
No,
rule
but
out
that's the
the
point.
natural. We also can't rule out the naturalistic explanations.
Well, no, I'm just saying, why would Paul, like, what's a good reason Paul would have to make up that the Messiah is crucified? Because if you're saying that that's for power,
Yeah, he didn't gain any power. He died a
yeah, I mean, to say that the Messiah has been crucified, you're preaching that Israel's Messiah is this guy that was crucified by the Romans and humiliated by them. That's a really tough sell.
I mean,
So it just
I'm-
doesn't seem like a
Why
reasonable
would
pathway to
Joseph
gain
Smith
power.
lie?
Well, I think that there was a lot of religious fervor at that time, and people were susceptible to these things,
And there
Joseph Smith
wasn't
saw an opportunity.
there wasn't like religious.
No, there definitely was religious
especially apocryphic. What's the word? Someone help.
apocrypha.
Apocryphic.
Apocrypha.
Like there was so much of that going around during that time, and Jesus definitely fits like what Paul talks about with Jesus definitely fits within that pretty squarely, I would say.
I'm just saying, if there's no good reason why Paul would say that and make this up, then Jesus was probably a real person who's crucified. Because there's not a good reason why Paul would make up that Jesus, Israel's Messiah, was crucified. I think that that's pretty clear. And then
Except that it's the
obviously,
backbone of
yeah,
his ministry.
it's the backbone of his ministry. I mean, the resurrection and the crucifixion is, right?
Yeah, so I mean, he would have
But
to say
why
that
is
he
it the
wouldn't
backbone of
have
his ministry?
stake in it. Oof.
You said what?
To say he wouldn't have stake in it, right? So oftentimes what we see with the psychology of cult leaders is that at the beginning, they're usually acting with like a genuine intent for good, but then they fall into their own delusions, right? We see this within psychology all the time. So how am I to rule out that as a possibility?
Well, I'm not ruling anything out. I'm just saying is what's more reasonable here, what's more likely here, and I can't like even comprehend why Paul would make this up. And then not only that, I mean, you have all of these other accounts. You have the Gospels, which Mark would be an independent source than Paul. John is arguably independent than Mark. You know, I'm sure Acts talks about it. These are independent sources.
Well, but they're
And
not first-hand historical accounts.
yeah, but so your bar is you want first-hand historical accounts for these things? I mean, why would we need that?
I feel like we would need, if we're going to make the claim that this is a person that existed, who fulfilled prophecy, who died on a cross, like if we're going to give all of these, we're going to need some pretty hard evidence. And if we have more evidence for the existence of Paul than the figure, the central religious figure, I find that difficult and hard to swallow.
Well, if we're talking, so you talked about consensus earlier. It's just like, if we're talking about what we do have, I think it's obvious. I mean, one of the reasons I've given you why historians would think that Jesus was crucified is because, yeah, Paul wouldn't make it up. Historians like recognize that. That's not something I made up. And then the independent sources about this, and Paul knowing James, the brother of Jesus, and Peter, one of his closest disciples. I don't think he'd be mistaken about this whatsoever. I just
But
I find it so
we don't
unlikely.
have much outside of Paul.
Hey,
We
real
really
fast.
don't.
Yeah, but when he
Hey,
knows
real
the
fast, I gotta
brother,
put a pin in this just for 30 seconds, just so I can get JMP introduced to the conversation, so we can keep moving forward. JMP, how old are you for TikTok?
we know
he's a
we
regular.
know we know him. JD.
We know him. He's good. He's over 18.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think it's just quite obvious that he existed. I mean, and sure, Paul isn't a first-hand source, but he knows the brother of Jesus. He knows the disciples, right? When you're that type of person, when you're
claims to. I'm not just going to grant that he does. I'm going to grant that he claims that.
Well, okay, so I mean, he says in his letters that he called Peter a hypocrite, for example, right? Do you think that Paul would make up some story of where he called one of the early church leaders a hypocrite and documents disputes he has with these people, only for later authors to try to reconcile those disputes by making them look like they're friends?
I think that would make sense if they would both be considered contemporaries within this newly forming religion. Would that not? If they were both like at odds but also friendly, sharing a similar goal, I think it would make sense for there to be banter, would there not?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's a real dispute happening between these people that is historically grounded.
Yes, but we don't have a lot of evidence for Peter.
Yeah, I mean, Paul talks about Peter. Peter is mentioned
But like
in the Gospels.
all we're doing is indexing Paul. We like if we're only indexing one person, this becomes extremely difficult, right? Sorry if I'm yapping.
No, you're good.
I've been meaning to yap with PRK for so long, and I haven't gotten the chance.
No, do your thing.
Smart dude. I go into every live he's in just to listen to him.
Oh, I have like a special, like if someone says something about PRK, I'll rip him a new one. I don't know why.
PRK is a silly goose.
PRK, like I don't know why, but I have such a soft spot for you in my heart that like if someone threatened or hurt you, I would lose it.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I appreciate that a lot.
I don't
actually.
know why.
I didn't.
No, I think it's you have a good vibe. You're a genuine human being, and
he's cool,
and genuinely care, and like genuine. You're just genuine person.
Same with Prince.
I appreciate
You
that
should have
a
seen. You should have seen the 2023 PRK crash outs.
I mean,
Did you
PRK
all
didn't
heard
see my crash out yesterday, but I crashed out hard.
It
It's
wasn't
always
even that. It wasn't that bad of a crash out. I don't know.
It's just misogyny, man. It's frustrating.
Missy, I didn't hear what you had to say because I got a call. So did you say? I know you sometimes have bad memory. So
It's gone. Yeah, I have bad memory all the time.
Basically, just said you're the smartest dude in the world.
Yeah, we said that we no, I think you were here when we said that we really appreciate it. But I was saying that I find it a hard pill to swallow when we're only indexing back to Paul, and we don't have much more credible sources. I find it a difficult pill, especially when making the claim not only did this person exist, but this person also died, rose from the dead. That is a massive claim with very like some bamboo sticks holding it up for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
So unless someone can make that a foundation, I'm not budging.
I'm just saying, when I look at the evidence for it, it's just like, and this is my case that I've been running. It's just the fact that if they did say that they saw Jesus and they weren't lying about it, they were actually convinced about it, which I know you don't grant necessarily. I'm convinced by that, genuinely.
That's fair. That's fair.
And, if they are convinced by it, I was just going to say this. If they are convinced by it, does a auditory hallucination, like we've talked about this, you say group delusions. I don't think most types of hallucinations or dreams can explain why they would say that Jesus is bodily resurrected, which by Paul's letters, we can ascertain that that's what they were saying in the early church community, that Jesus bodily resurrected and whatnot. And then obviously that carries over into the Gospels. But so to come up with that type of claim, most types of dreams, most types of hallucinations won't do it. And the hallucinations that, to generate such a belief, you'd have to actually hallucinate seeing Jesus in front of you, and probably multiple people would have to have this, not just one person. And if that's the case, then I also find it unlikely that they would have those types of hallucinations too. So I just
would you find it
whole
unlikely for
this-
someone to die and raise from the dead?
Well, yeah, it just depends on our commitments, our prior commitments. It's just like I have a supernatural worldview, you have a natural worldview, right? So that's what we're operating
I mean,
under.
it's just precept then, but I guess I find it hard to accept how is that precept coming first? Like allowing the supernatural to exist first instead of grounding in what seems natural and then moving from there.
It seems like there are reasonably strong arguments for God at this point. Now, I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a phil bro. I wish I could look into this stuff more and be smart enough to actually grasp
you
this.
are. I think you're
No, I
very
don't think
smart.
I am.
And you
because
engage
the-
in philosophy, so you're a philosopher. That's how that
No,
works.
I mean, it's very difficult, but I do suspect that there are strong arguments for God, just based on what I can gather from the conversations I've seen that I don't completely understand between very smart philosophers like Swinburne and Oppie, and there's Phaser and Craig and all these people. And Craig's not the greatest, but Swinburne and
I was
those
about to get you on Craig. I was going to be
those guys are really, really good. And then there's Brian Cotter with nomological harmony, and I've asked Kaysen about these arguments, and he thinks they're very good, like nomological harmony, and so have, I've asked Pensive
y'all
about it. He thinks they're
share
very good.
precept.
You said, yeah, that's fair. But I've even asked atheists about this, right? And they say it's a good argument. So I mean, there are these strong arguments that are more niche, and I suspect
I will say
that
you
there
keep
are-
me more on the fence.
yeah.
But I also will
that's good.
just right now I'm just going to appeal to consensus. Like I recognize that's a fallacy, and I'm just going to kind of appeal to that.
That's not a fallacy. I mean, if you say that
It's only a fallacy if it's incorrect.
It's a fallacy if you're saying I must be correct because the consensus says so. That would be a fallacy.
I'm
but
just
if
going to
you're-
grant. I'll just go with the consensus because I don't think that I am as educated on New Testament history. Now, to be fair, I don't think a lot of people are, and I think I could hold my own in a conversation, but I don't know as much as you and Sir and like Christ before Jesus and even like some of my friends in my Discord, right? If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and I don't know much either. Me and Sir, like, we have a lot to learn still. Like,
Well, I
and
have another question about your theology. I wondered if you were still Unitarian.
well, I'm undecided on that whole thing. I don't know.
Not know PRK was Unitarian. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just undecided on it. I see both perspectives. And Prince, I mean, what do you think a Unitarian is? Because a lot of people don't know what it is.
It's a person who believes that Jesus is divine but doesn't share the same essence as the Father.
Yeah. So like some lesser being than the Father or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
that's
undecided on
possible.
that.
Like, I agree with you. I've heard good arguments for both sides, but I
Exactly.
believe
It's
that
so difficult for me, bro.
at bare minimum, it's necessary that there were these three eternal beings that were infinite as the Father.
Yeah,
believe
I
they
mean, I
share
see
the
that
same essence of God.
perspective. I'm open to it. I mean, I'm open to like even Binitarianism. I mean, they're so complicated, bro. I mean, all of these views are possible.
So, am
Can
I wrong?
Can I ask? Pierre?
Go ahead, JMP. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. It's you.
I was just gonna ask. I joined mid like with Missy and PRK. Were you guys? Was it mysticism that you guys started with, or what was like the like? Did it start at the existence of Jesus, or were you guys just talking about Paul
Yeah,
and
we
his
were
writings
talking
and the
about
existence?
the existence of Jesus and Paul, and Missy believes, and I think it's probably fair to say that Paul has more evidence than Jesus existence, and she's kind of on the fence on
Yeah.
it. If Jesus existed, Paul existed. She said it's a very like it's a very weak case for the resurrection based on the documents we have. Like, it's kind of inadequate, and I kind of see where
I'm
she's
back.
coming from that. So
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, I know you guys had that moment of glazing PRK, but after like since COVID or however long I've been doing this on lives and stuff, they're all right about the glaze PRK, and a lot of you guys that are in this, I've seen you all up here, and Coco, you too, bro. Like these are the conversations that I love joining. But continue. I just wanted to figure out where you guys started with that.
That's
That's
why I
all.
want PRK in my Discord. I'm literally like, why? I didn't have to beg for Matthew to get in my Discord, but I have to beg PRK.
You have Matthew in your Discord?
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta have some real
everybody says to
conversation.
join their Discord and never like multiple people.
I like have people in there, but I would love to talk to
The
you more about like.
notifications. PRK hates notifications.
No, I hate them too. I hate them too. But I also have been using Discord since like 2016. So like I use that over like text messaging. So
That is true. I turned off my notifications for Discord and just kind of leave
that's
it
why
there.
you haven't gotten my messages. Okay, I'll just message you on TikTok then.
On TikTok, not gonna lie. So sometimes I miss some of y'all's messages.
Happy Black History
You're
Month,
the only
Coco.
one with that problem, though.
Oh, thanks.
And Stallion and Prince.
Appreciate you, guys.
Well, everyone, we should all participate in learning more about Black history and the harm that has been done to Black culture. That's the importance of everyone, especially white people. We need to start learning more. Do that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty racist towards black people as a
Hey,
black
yo.
man.
I don't think black people can be racist, but I think that's a different conversation.
I disagree with that.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I get on social media and I see like all the black fatigue memes and all that, I kind of agree. Keep it a bean.
Yeah. hot take there.
But there's a distinction though. Like okay, so ignorant people of all races are like annoying and bad. But like every ignorant black person I've ever interacted with, they're extremely annoying, bro. Extremely.
That's how I feel about white people, though. Like when I listen to these rednecks come up and say the most ignorant shit. Like last night when we were listening to that misogynist, it's like, damn, bro, I got some white fatigue right now.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
maybe it's what you're predisposed to. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't think it's a bad thing to be self-critical of your own culture. You know, I think that's a good thing. Rather than having people from different culture criticize you, it's a good thing if you're black and you're from black culture, or if you're white and white culture, criticizing your own people when they step too far. I think that's a good thing in society.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that it necessarily matters what culture. If somebody's stepping too far, you should probably call it out. But I do think that it has more weight when it comes from the community of the person saying it.
I agree. Like, for example, when I'm on these panels, right, and I'm listening to people like B.A.A.S.H, come on here with all these like ignorant takes. Like I feel like it just makes people look really bad, and then like that reflects on the culture inherently. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
I
like
would
similar
say
to listen to
I
Dawkins, honestly.
studied I studied and worked in Africa for about 2.5 years. Um, and I definitely gathered that a lot of people who are from there, live there, and are black, they have a really bad, I don't know if it's because the media or whatever, the media can really distort how you look at other people if you've never been there, but they really have a bad look on the black culture in America. And that could be because of white people 100%. That could be absolutely because white people push that
No, I think it's
on
because they're
Africans there.
extremely intelligent in Africa, bro. Like they're like, I
Oh,
mean,
for sure
especially
they
like you
are.
said, from the media, they're only gonna see like ignorance, gangs, pop culture, right? And then like in Africa, you're gonna, well, especially when you're really in Africa, you're gonna see a lot of business owners, a lot of like educated people, a lot of people who respect their culture and beliefs.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's similar to like how people see Americans right now, right? Like we all have this bad rap of being like stupid Americans, but like just like we're inherently tied to the idea because of our shared culture, but like that doesn't necessitate that like everybody within that culture acts the same way.
For
One
sure.
of
I
my
think also too, there's a
sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead, PRK.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say just from like living there, I think when people like get really prideful and say like black or white culture or whatever, there's a huge distinction between American black culture and African black culture, white American culture, and then like white European culture. Like here in America, we have such like a good, it's a good thing, but the culture here, when you say black or white culture or Mexican culture, it's so different than people think like, oh, if you're black culture, it must be Africa or Jamaica or something like that. But their culture's there. They don't see it like if you're black and in America, it's the same thing as if your culture is African or Jamaican. You know what I mean? That's exact. I mean, that's
I
what
think you were reaching for the
they
right
taught
word.
us
It's a
there.
bit diluted. Like I think that's the right word.
Yeah, yeah. People try to reach for it as if it's like truly theirs, but then people that are there tell us when we were there that it's not yours to like reach for.
Yeah, like I'm black and Puerto Rican, and so like every time I go around like my Puerto Rican family, and then every time like my Puerto Ricans we get around like real Spaniards think that American Spanish sounds ignorant. Like you get what I'm saying? So and it's the same thing for like I have a lot of Haitian family members. I'm an orphan, so like I have family members that aren't really my family, but I have a lot of Haitian family members, and like when they go to Haiti, they say like their Creole is like really ignorant sounding.
Isn't it crazy how we get all these smart people on the panel and we can have these really interesting dialogues that like deal with intersectionality and the reality in which we all live in, but like you know what I mean? Isn't I just like these conversations. I think that's very interesting to like listen to all these smart people talk.
Yeah, that's why I love Coco's panel. He
Because
like has
Coco's the
so many smart
greatest.
people come up here, bro.
Coco is a G, bro.
Nah,
Speaking
bro.
of Coco being a G, make sure you're sending in the heartbeats. Make sure you're tapping this live. We got 24 folks in here. If we all started tapping, easy 10K. Easy
Oh,
peasy.
bro.
Make sure you're sharing this thing out. Because these conversations need to be heard. And if you can, you don't have to, but if you can, fill out the GG because that always helps us get on the TikTok For You page, and we know how TikTok is. So
Facts. I think it speaks to people's belief systems as well, though, just like culture, is like being a Christian who like went to college for world history and try to become someone who can debate really good. The biggest enemy to like be trying to be a societal Christian that amplifies the good message of Jesus that's supposed to be there, the biggest enemy is ignorant Christians.
I'd just say ignorant people because like even ignorant atheists are like they
Yeah,
give
no, I
a
think
bad
ignorance
rap
truly
to.
is the issue. I'm not gonna lie, especially as
Yeah.
a person who like grew up in poverty around. I know I keep saying that a lot, but like it really shapes my worldview. And then like as I like seek knowledge now, like I truly realize how powerful it is. I saw this video recently that talks about like the discrepancies in school systems and how like being in poverty can, from like birth almost, cause you to develop these like horrible epistemic habits where like you don't ask questions, you're not seeking knowledge because you're always getting shut down by your parents who are dealing with these terrible issues. And so then you get into school and like there's like this knowledge gap that just continues as you go throughout the school system.
I think that's really evident in like this personal experience, but I think it's really evident in especially like Midwestern white culture, where there isn't a lot of like opportunities for people who look like me to go out and like have experiences with people who are not the same culture. And like we live in this bubble of ignorance that only perpetuates these things, and like they're societally accepted within like a small white town that like
Well,
racing is
I call
okay.
it backyard barbecue culture because one thing about the imperialism of it is that white Americans were also just given this like capitalist imperialist culture and were removed from like let's like I found out about my Irish roots and I was like awesome, I now have a culture that's further back than 250 years, and I think that this plays a very large role into systemic racism, and I don't think it's something that's talked about.
Are you talking about like the oversimplification of like white people or white Americans, right? Because
Yeah,
like I'm a German, Czech, French white person, right? Like I'm a mutt of Europe, but like to me, I'm just a white American. You know what I mean? Like I don't really have culture outside of an American culture.
yeah, and so like that means that so many white individuals have latched onto this idea of like patriotism and Americanism first, because they, if they were Italian, if they were eventually assimilated, and I think that this is a detriment to every single person, because it's created an idea of the white supremacy within the United States. I think it's only exacerbated the issue, but I could be wrong. This isn't something I typically would talk about because it's not really my place as a white person to talk about like
Well,
that, I guess.
I would
White power.
agree. I would agree. Like, and I'm sure you and I probably have a lot of different views just hearing like what you and PRK are talking about. But you sound very intelligent, and I would agree to like some of the stuff that you're saying right there, except for like something that shaped my worldview in a drastic way uh, was like being in the military and going overseas. At that time, you know, the enemy was a lot of the places we were going were Islamic like controlled places, and the only reason like I have a hard time digesting uh the like notion that it's like the white culture in America is patriotism, which can lead to the far right extremist look of racial and sexist like type of propaganda. Is that while I was in the military, I met people who were going to these countries with us to, you know, quote unquote fight, and they were going to Islamic countries, and they themselves were like, you know, black Muslims or Middle Eastern Muslims, and they were just as patriotic as what I thought I was, right? And I grew up, you know, in a white family. I was in foster care, but I grew up in a white family, and once I joined the military, I started seeing that some people would say that the white culture that when you go to a patriotic look, like I love my country, the Constitution is the greatest governmental put together formation for its time. The writers were brilliant when they wrote it. However, they may have been flawed, but it was a brilliant piece of work. And I think about that patriotism when I get to the military. I see black, white, Asian, uh, and I don't just want to say Asian, but like Japanese, Chinese, and all these different religions. And these guys and girls going overseas are just as patriotic. And I think that kind of threw my worldview for a whirlwind because when I get home and I have some people that are ignorant on both sides, right and left, and they're saying that patriotism, or you need to be more patriotic, or you're not patriotic enough, or you know, it's bad to be that because you're white and Christian. But when I'm sitting, you know, in a Seahawk or a Blackhawk flying over an area with guys that are all from America, super patriotic, and they're all different colors and religions, it's such an interesting place to be in because it defies exactly what's going on in our country today, where people tell us that we're so different and we don't believe the same things, but really at the core, a lot of us do, you know? So I think that's my tangent on that, my experience.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that the patriotism, and I'm going to put that in quotes, that's propped up for like white culture isn't real patriotism. It's actually just hegemony. But I digress.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I agree. There's definitely like it's always funny that guys that, you know, didn't serve white guys who claim also the same faith as me, and then they're saying things, you know, that I'm just like, that's beyond my belief that you would say that. I can't believe that you and I are supposed to be the same, you know, or on the same wavelength because we're so different. But I don't think we give each other enough credit just because we see the difference. I wish most people would just close their eyes and reach out to, you know, hold someone's hand because we're really not that different, you know?
Yeah, and I think like as a secular humanitarian atheist, like the biggest part about being a person is understanding that we're all people at the end of the day, right? And like everybody's personal experience is valid, but like we can't clump people together based upon what's the right word for this? Traits, I guess. Like we can't say like all Christians are bad because like we met one misogynistic Christian, right? But like we can understand that through the culture of like these things where inherently in America you're less likely to be pulled over if you're white. Like we understand like the privileges that come with that, right? I just think that it's really hard to be a human but also like fall under these classist, misogynistic, racist like societies that have perpetuated these myths for so long. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that was a coherent thought train, but
No, that's very coherent for me.
you guys are all smart people and I appreciate you guys for having this conversation. I know it's way off topic, but like cool people.
I just appreciate y'all saying that to me because every time I get on here, I like genuinely have stage fright because I'm like, damn, everyone that's on this panel is so much smarter than me. So I appreciate that.
Prince, you're a smart
No,
Don't
I'm just a average pothead.
I think we all are to a level. Like we're all just like, you know.
I'm not anymore because I'm going into the military, but
So bright.
Oh goodness, dude.
I'm gonna be a nuke in the Navy.
Bro, if they
Oh,
change
that's
that
brilliant.
rule, I would
What are
make
you
so much
saying? You're
money.
not smart, dude. You're gonna go be the smart. That has the smartest requirements to do in the Navy, bro. What are you talking about? You're not smart. You're just humble. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. Your signing bonuses are gonna be insane.
Bad boy. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped.
Coco, this is why we should talk politics because like we have such
ISO,
smart people.
ISO.
Just stay alive.
Is there like another ISO, bro?
I feel like I've been seeing like different ISOs with different profile pictures. And I don't know if it's you or not. What's good, gang?
Nah, I probably just changed my shit.
I ain't seen you in some shit, bro. How you living?
Good, bro. I'm just had to work, bro. Had to lock in, go to school and shit.
Already.
Why should I believe? Listen, Coco, bro. You want to know something cool now, bro?
What's up?
I gave my life to God, bro.
That's crazy.
Did I?
Nice.
Yeah, bro.
ISO.
I'm an EO, bro.
Imagine. ISO. What are you in college?
Yeah, I'm studying anthropology.
Oh, nice.
Could you remind me what anthropology is?
It's just the study of human beings, either cultural, societal, which is the same thing, and then biological, other means. Archaeology. Archaeology is a form of human beings. You can imagine like the same way we study. If there's a specialization in the study of pandas and its history, its genealogy, all these things, we do that for human beings. And obviously, human beings are a little more interesting. That's why I didn't give a fuck about pandas, but you know.
Well, in anthropology, there's literal study of like excrement. Like that's a study. It's like anthropology encompasses everything, which is my best friend's an anthropology major, and it's just fascinating. I love talking about it.
No, that's awesome.
Excrement? I'm trying to be an archaeologist, bro, but I don't know. It's really hard. You have to get like a master's, and you have to go on a fucking venture. At least the school I'm at. Like fucking like Indiana Jones, bro.
I feel like I would want to be some sort of art restorist or art
Shit, you wanna know my plan? I'm trying to be like Bookham from All About the Benjamins. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go be a nuke in the Navy, then I'm gonna come out and be a cop, and I'm gonna be a bounty hunter.
You're gonna be a cop?
Just be a cop. Don't be a bounty.
I'm trying to like really make a difference because like growing up in the hood, like there's not really a lot of good cops, and then there's like this like hatred that people had towards them from birth. That's like
That's
Basically,
valid,
like
bro.
they give me. So I'm trying to be a good
Yeah,
cop.
after I saw cops and those car chase videos where they're going like 150 miles per hour and stuff, it's just like, yeah, I'm never gonna
It,
be a cop, bro.
That doesn't
I'm
sound
not
fun
putting my
though.
life on the line to catch
Nah, that
some
it's
sounds
dirtbag
lit.
and some
it's hard
weed.
to watch. What's that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and the? I'm sorry.
Oh, brothers, I think, or something like that. Or
What's
I
the
know what you're
Mexican
talking about
dude's?
where he dies. Yeah, that shit's sad.
Yeah, dude, that every time I watch that, I've never wanted to be a cop before. I grew up in Oakland and stuff, so like most of the cop force there was black, and it was confusing. So it was but every time I watch that, I'm like, dang, I want to be a cop. And then like an hour passes, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to
Yeah,
do that.
I think
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, WK.
I think cops are kind of underpaid.
I think
Nah,
They
I ain't
are
gonna
though.
lie.
I
In my
wanted to be a
city, they
cop,
get bread.
or I wanted to be a cop or something within the police force, or a fighter. I feel like firefighters are like the best civic service. I feel like we really are just. Well,
I
yeah.
think like
I feel like when I'm a
Firefighters is a
firefighter, I never
tough
have
ass
to.
job. That's a tough job. People don't know.
I
For
took
Yeah,
a
sure.
it
job
is. It
aptitude
is,
test.
bro.
And,
Yeah.
I think that leads into the also the problem. Like most first responders are men, and it leads into that problem. And I'm not like victim calling for men, but I'm saying we do definitely have a uh, a problem in the U.S. with men and mental health. And so when
yeah, I agree.
first responders come to try and help with a mental health issue because they themselves have such an issue, like men in general. It's I mean, how do you expect to get help from someone that's also struggling with the same thing as you? You know what I mean?
yeah, but I think that's like
It can
a
be
I feel like that's just like that's just very narrow. I feel like women say this, but like I've had like three like completely completely healthy and everything, and we care about each other like just as deeply. I think women just miss like they sort of find it odd that we don't talk about the same things they do, or like maybe they don't show affection in the same manner, but we do have just as lengthy and strong relationships. Sometimes I
No,
feel like
it's not.
women
It's
are more
not
close
that.
too.
It's that the demonization of platonic
male friendship.
affection
Yeah, that's
within those
true.
relationships and the
Yeah.
demonization of allowing
Well,
emotion. So if you have friends and you guys share emotions, you are significantly above the average, and that is an amazing thing and something that's very rare.
I think that
Yeah, I'll
well,
ties
agree with
into
you.
like
you talk about
the overall stigmatization of like being a soft man or being called like a pussy as a man because you have emotions, right?
I agree.
And like real homies will have your back if you're, like sometimes you cry. Men cry. It happens. Like real homies
I
gonna
tell the
call you up
homies
and
I
be like,
love them,
"Are you
bro.
good?" But
Also,
well
like,
like
if
that is emotional intelligence on a scale that like I appreciate as a woman. I can't speak for all of, but when I see a man allow himself to be vulnerable with me, my respect for that individual skyrockets because it shows a strength
thank my
of
girlfriend.
Dude, I mean that's great, bro. But some
Yeah,
it's
I
a
agree.
cold world, bro.
well if you look at like for the a perfect example, right? Was it Prince? You were the one that's saying you're going to go to the nuke and then cop and then bounty hunter.
Yeah,
Just an example, right? Is this guy in the comments saying you want to be a slave catcher for a corrupt organization when Prince is talking about like enforcing laws and you have to take it at face value, right? You should always assume that people have good intentions and that they're trying to be good people. And then someone says that they have a very, very true and well solidified career choice of being a bounty hunter. And then you crap on them for that. That is why you have 2,000 men a day, right? like, man, I can't do what I want. I can't live this life that I want. I can't love. I can't hate. I'm the bad guy because of it. And I'm not victim calling. I'm not. But this is the problem, is that you're not able to have this civil thought to where I want to do this, or I want to try this, I want to be this, and with good intention, and people twist and they poke. I mean, you see it with kids in behavior when they get bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied. Yeah, if they cause a problem, that, you know, that's they have to deal with that. They should be in trouble if they cause a problem. It's not an excuse, but our society has to change. We can't just be crapping on people and telling people that they're bad because they want to do something that maybe we have a bad experience with, or the news tells us is bad. Like, this is the problem, man. It's not fair to people. Sorry, that's my tangent.
No, it's
Yeah, I
okay. As
agree.
someone who, it's something that I really enjoy speaking to, is the recognition that in order to be a feminist, you have to both understand women and men's issues. And for so many women to deny that there is an epidemic, it's not a loneliness epidemic, it's a mental health crisis that men are in. Like, I don't know, I have a lot of sympathy for that, and I want to help with that. But a lot of people just don't have them. A lot of women don't have the emotional capacity for it anymore.
I'm gonna be honest. As a man, a lot of the dudes who do like are lonely, and I know like this is gonna go back to what we were saying earlier, but it seems like you can't help someone if they don't want to help themselves, bro. Like they have such stubborn ideological like positions because they're just lonely, and they like that festers hate, and they sort of go into groups that are basically just taking advantage of that loneliness in order to, you know, supply them with this rhetoric that is just detrimental to the loneliness that they have. It's like a constant feedback loop, right? Like, oh, I'm lonely and like I'm ugly or whatever, and then you go on to like fucking act like you hate women and like all this other thing.
Yeah.
It looks maxing.
I understand because I'm supposed to be this, I'm supposed to be that. But like the patriarchy hurts men so much when I see men like finally start to understand those things and break out of it. They're so much happier because they don't have these expectations that's been placed on them.
Yo, really quick. This is like super off topic, but y'all want to see something really interesting. So we all know Belle, right? This is what she just messaged me. Can you make me big screen? This is so random. I don't even know what the hell going on.
I got you. Big screen for you, Prince. You're a clown befriending a group of 4 men who... Yeah, she's a character, for sure.
I don't know what's going on.
She's been DMing a lot of people, so I would just... It's probably in your best interest to just block her.
Yep, I would just leave it be,
right? I don't get into drama, bro. I'm cool. I love all y'all, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're all cool people, and we can hold these respectful dialogues and like sit here and like intellectually challenge each other and talk about real issues that happen, whether it be in the Christian community, the American community, or the real life community.
Also, like I told Missy, bro, words is words.
I don't know how to make Coco really big.
Coco can only make himself big.
Words, it's funny, you know, words are words, and I've been working on as a man, like on my anger. You know, I'm a combat veteran, so like I know what it's like to let loose, and I've been working on it a lot in my civilian life. But I've recently found out that words are words until it's about my wife.
Oh wait, no, same here. You say something about my husband and I will.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I think that there has to be a level of respect for the consequences that your words could have. But like I've witnessed so much on the live man, bro, that like words could never bother me personally to a certain extent.
But like this is kind of what I was talking about last night, right? Is like, don't say things unless you shouldn't just like let slop fall out of your mouth. You should say things with intent. And if you truly mean what you're saying, stand 10 toes down. Be intentful with what you mean. Like, if you really think that women should be homemakers, stand 10 toes down, right?
The funny thing is like, people don't know this. I'm a homemaker.
I'm a homemaker too. Like,
my husband, like, I'm in a very traditional relationship.
Ooh, you got a sick ass job, bro. You a chef. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a chef, but I also do the dishes, do the laundry, make sure my house is tidy. Like, I make
That's
sure
what I
that
do,
my
but I
girlfriend makes
also
more
have a
money than
little
me.
side thing.
She makes more money. She works more than I do. So I make sure her house is clean because she's the breadwinner.
So I'm
Well,
gonna be honest.
this
Oh my bad. Go ahead, JP.
I was just gonna say, my wife is a homemaker with our kid. She's about to have our second baby, and when I come
Oh,
home, I still wash the dishes and do the laundry. So, like any guy who steps aside, like you're not to me as a brother in Christ, you better like that 10 toes down thing. It goes beyond just like what you say, bro. Like you better be edifying, Christ in your date. That's
Amen.
just me as a Christian to other Christians.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Like you better,
Joshua
bro.
who like
well,
You
I
don't
mean,
worked for
treat
that's a,
her
7 years
like
that's
for
how
him.
still an
a
atheistic thing.
feminist would want you to.
This is very much an atheistic thing
No, I
too.
know.
It's
I'm just
not your
saying.
words, it's your actions, right? Your actions are what actually speak. Your words are just
Right.
the illumination, the light upon the action, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's
Interesting
exactly it.
perspective for y'all, and I genuinely want y'all's opinion actually. So, me and my lady, I guess we like technically have like an old school relationship because like she's the homemaker, but like it's not because I think that's what women should do. Like, none of my foster parents ever really like taught me anything for real. And then like when I did live with my mom, like she would like, I'm not gonna get into graphic detail because it'll probably get the line taken down, but she did some pretty evil things when I would like try and help clean. So I like have issues doing some of those things like dishes. I have like really bad problems with that because
Yeah.
like my mom would like break plates over my head and stuff. So
Yeah,
My
like
husband has something similar with cooking. He was experienced fire, and it's just I was like, okay, then I have this, and I accept this as a part of that. It's
I
part
think
of healthy relationship.
it's really, at least where I'm in my relationship, like I used to be an incel. I don't know. I don't think I've told any of you guys this, but I used to be like a basement dwelling, Charlie Kirk watching incel.
Oh my
no, that's crazy.
No, I swear to God.
Reformed. I love that. I love that.
And-
What? One second. What opened your eyes?
So I met my girlfriend, and she is a psychologist. Well, she's going to school to be a therapist, and she
I'm
works in the
going to
medical
school
health
for that.
field. And we've had a lot of really hard conversations, and we've worked through a lot of. Well, I have worked through a lot of my trauma with her, and she's been really helpful. And she's very supportive and loving and kind and patient, and like all of the things that you need in a healthy relationship. To like, I grew up in a hoarder
Low
house.
key.
Like my house
My
used to be.
husband's going through that, and like I'm still trying to like help navigate that with him.
And it's
So
hard.
I would love your like advice and like opinions on things.
Patience, listening, and space. Sometimes you just need a little bit of space, especially like as a man. Like she called me out last week, or not last week. She called me out last night, and like I had to sit there and think about that shit that I was doing. I'm like, damn, okay, I need to make a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like having the trust and respect in your partner to like value you as a human, but also want the best for you, and then seeing that they want the best for you and you want the best for them.
I mean,
So
I
it's
had
like-
to give him a pretty big bonk on the head, right? Like
I've
sometimes
been
you
bonked
do.
a lot of times.
Sometimes we need that for real. And that's one thing I love about my woman. Like I've had to encourage her over the few years. Like I love when you bonk me over the head because I need it. Like otherwise, I'm not going to be able to like be the man that you want me to be. Because how do I fix something that I'm
How could you read a mind?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the
This
thing,
is
like
why
communication.
my husband says all the time, he's like, I love that when I say what's wrong, you always immediately say you really pissed me off instead of nothing.
Piss me off.
I'm still trying to get through the nothing phase. Oh my goodness, bro.
I'll be like, you don't want me to tell you right now. You want to wait another couple minutes.
Prince, I'm also trying to get through the nothing phase. It's
Bro, because it's like obviously ain't nothing wrong, but you don't want to tell me, so now I can't fix it.
Well, you also have to remember where this comes from. We are not supposed to be a bother. We are supposed to submit to our husbands. We are supposed to be under that. All of that is internalized.
I may have misinterpreted. I thought we were talking about men saying, like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And then the guy is like, "Nothing." And he just like internalizes that and goes about his day and lets his emotions bottle
We're
up. That's what
talking
I
about it just, I guess, across both genders.
Yeah, in general, yeah, both genders. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it's common within how women are raised to put others' emotions over their own and to maintain regulation over confrontation. The only reason I haven't is I have autism, and I'm gonna just tell you, that's just how I've always been.
But I think, like, especially if we look at the male side of that, it's very like we're not you don't address the problem, you fix it, right? You don't get to the root of it, you just put a band-aid over it, right?
You just get through the day. Yeah, I agree.
You do what you got to do to make sure that you don't have to think about it anymore.
And then like when I turned 18, like I was like, I remember like so vividly, like I took my first like trip as an adult out the country because I've been out the country before that. And then like I was like, holy shit, I don't like guns. Like who am I? Or I don't like pew pews. Who am I? Like I don't know who I am, bro. Like
Yeah.
you feel me? I was going through that whole journey and then unpacking trauma and researching what I had and then researching like ways to cope with it and overcome my emotions and so on and so forth.
I might be a little psycho because like I love the smell of like a freshly fired. It smells so good. It takes me
Oh,
back
I
to, like,
agree. I
hunting.
agree. I agree. I agree. 1000%. There
Turkey
ain't
hunting,
nothing like that smell in the morning.
whale hunting. But like, it's like gas. You know, you're not supposed to sniff gas, but it smells so good.
It does. It does. It's so tantalizing, titillating. In fact,
It's very interesting. And like, I would call myself kind of an effeminate man. Not that like I'm super feminine, but like I like to think that I'm quite in touch with like my more feminine qualities and like wanting to feel pretty.
For sure.
well, I don't hold that to be inherently feminine.
I don't.
Yeah,
either.
it's just a cultural thing, bro.
I'm just using that as like the societal determination for what this thing
Like
is.
I, as I've had conversations with you, I haven't seen you as like more effeminate because of your emotional intelligence. I just see you as a better person. Well, I also have never asked what your pronouns are, so
It's he, they. I'll go by whatever, but yeah.
yeah, I'm she, they, and I also go by whatever. I don't really care.
It's like I don't have a label on like my sexuality. I'm just whatever I am. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Like
I just like don't care to be. I've never really cared to be in a box, and also like I genuinely am so apathetic to the idea of like gender. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just like I don't like to touch on those topics because like my sister's she's can I say gay? My sister's gay, lesbian, whatever the term is. Like, I love her. Like I don't love her any less, but like I just don't understand none of that stuff. And she gets like
What is there to not understand?
I mean, you guys can be cool. You both like women. Like
Yeah. Like, I don't care. Like just do what y'all do what y'all do. As long as people like I don't like when people like put it on me. Like I don't like that. That
I
makes
mean,
me
when you say put it on you, do you mean like the acceptance of somebody? Like the other night we were talking to that guy and he's like, if I see it in a movie, I don't like it. And it's like, that's not putting it
Nah.
on.
Well, I guess it depends. Like I don't want to see a dude having sex with a dude, but like if it's in a movie, like I'm not gonna be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying?
And
But,
you've done a lot more work than some.
but like I also don't want to see another dude having sex with a girl either. So I'm gonna have the same reaction to both for a friend.
Yeah, and that's valid. That's why you're not like a homophobic bigot.
Yeah, like, right? Like, great. You've passed
I say
the
the same
bar.
thing. I say the same thing whenever I've been in a debate like that involving same sex, or even out on the street, seeing it. It's not that it's two guys or two girls doing that thing that I do with a woman, and I think it should be that way, and I'm a Christian. No, I don't think that should be outside of private areas anyways. It's overall heterosexual, homosexual, whatever it is, that is something that when I was growing up is supposed to be private.
So you're just like
And
against PDA.
I mean, hand holding, like, I mean, I don't, hand holding, hugging, a peck on the lips.
That's different than like PDA, which would be like very much so like leaning in, giving kisses, like being
Right.
being touchy in public.
I don't start making out with my wife right in public, generally because I want everyone around me to feel comfortable, Christian or not Christian, whatever it is. Children, I have children, so I especially don't want to push on any children that it's okay to start car washing the inside of somebody's mouth in front of people, because that's not okay to me. To me, and my personal
Car
world
washing
belief,
is crazy.
I think the more sexual that we become in society, and it has nothing to do with homosexual or heterosexual, it's the combined use of society. The more sexual and open we become with showing that stuff, whether it's straight or not, is affecting us in a negative way. I think no matter what it is, it should be like I'm talking like, past a peck on the lips. that's something that should be reserved for you and your partner or partners, away from the public eye. That should be something you cherish in your private area. Which I guess that means that I'm totally against what do you call those people? Exhibitionists? Yeah, if you believe in
Yeah.
that and that's what you're into, then yes, well, I'll have a debate against you and say that that's wrong. But
Okay,
aside from
let's do it.
okay,
I mean, I
You're
don't
an
think you should be like
exhibitionist movie?
smacks it on the streets, but I mean, if you want to make out with your lady on the street, I ain't gonna stop you. If you want to make out with
I
your dude, I
think
ain't gonna
Then
I
stop you.
y'all
think that you
like
should just
it's
have
like
common decency if you're gonna do it. You
like
feel me?
I am very much so like my husband can kiss me very passionately in public. That does not bother me. I am not caring about what other people think. Because it's just me and my relationship, right? Like that's just how we work.
So can
sure.
I ask y'all a question as someone that has an opposing view?
Yeah,
So
always.
like, if I was walking out, because I don't have a kid, right? But like, if I had a kid and I was walking past Missy and I knew that was my homie, but your husband started making out with you, I would feel uncomfortable,
Well,
right?
I think make out is very different, but like showing very clear signs of physical affection. There's
Like, it
a
should be like
difference between like sexual affection and
Yeah,
intimate, you know?
that's true. That's true.
Well,
it,
I guess I used to live in LA and I would see like nude like in broad
Oh,
daylight
no
in
Yeah,
wonder
West
you
LA is
don't like
crazy.
it. You lived in LA.
Yeah, LA
in
is crazy.
I used to live in like around West Hollywood and stuff, and I would see posters, of completely naked people just
That
out
doesn't
like as if.
bother me.
Well, I know it like so for any side, anybody to say that the adult video industry, right, only OF and things like that, does not have a negative impact on men and women in society. I mean, that's a pretty hard thing to argue against. I think most people agree that the adult industry is not a
Oh,
positive
I
thing.
agree, but I do think but I think that there's some room for nuance there when
I
it
would
You
I
can
would
comes
hold to that
to
too.
who is owning the production of said you know said chronography.
Because like if we
Yeah.
look at it from like an objective standard, right? Like women are objectified within pornography, right? Every single time. We understand that like they're catering towards the male view, and it's inherently harmful to women because it sets up unrealistic standards for not only young men of like what the act is, but also what they should be looking for in women, and
Facts.
then them objectifying the women in that way. But I
It
think
also
that
never teaches women about their body and autonomy and
true.
anatomy, right? So all of it is always focused on men, and so this is why we see a O gap, right? Like this is the reason why women lie. Most of the time, women lie.
I mean, just get good at eating
I've
bottoms.
never
Like,
had that problem.
just get good at it. You know what I mean? It takes
I've
practice.
had that problem many a time in my relationships in the past where I've just lied because it's been easier than to admit that I'm not being fulfilled because that's just how I grew up, right?
But like that's the thing, man. Like communication is key in any
Oh
aspect of
yeah.
our lives, whether it comes to our intimate relations or our more platonic relations, right? If we're not
Well,
going to
yeah,
be
and it's not an easy thing to like transfer it through, right? Like understanding, talking through all of that. That's where the courage and the strength in relationships come from, right? That's where it's like I had to be courageous, to be honest.
and y'all might think you're the luckiest person on the planet, but because of my partner, I think I'm the like I am the luckiest motherfucker because like I'm going into a culture in which I have no idea. Like I didn't know anything about Asian culture before I started, like dealing with my girlfriend, right? So I was a very like closeted white boy from the Midwest who hung out around a bunch of like racists, but like I always felt uncomfortable, but like I never knew how to express it without being like socially shamed. So like coming into this world and like this is kind of how I feel about like this whole Smex thing is like it's natural, right? To be afraid of something that is so intimate and like I don't know the correct word for this. It's natural to be afraid of these things because of the implications of it. But I think that to be a truthful society, we can't be afraid of these things, but we can't be like pushing it on people. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a level of truth to like this is what people do, but like you don't got to be like like smacking each other's ass in the street. You know what I mean?
I agree. There is an extent. There's always a spectrum, right? I one thing that I really had to get over with deconstruction was black and white thinking. And so recognizing that there's usually a gray in between.
And there's shades of that gray too. Oh, good job,
Oh
Coco.
yeah, no, it's like once I realized that the world wasn't in black and white, I blossomed as a human. I was so like people don't know this, but I was like when I was 18, 19, I was with a 30-year-old. I was with a 30-year-old when I was 17. I was going around beating up people. I was going
Oh
around
shoot!
yeah, like I was going around like I was very much so homeless. I was very closely associated with some people that like I have had a life that people wouldn't expect from a white girl like me.
So
You
what
made
you're
me choke on
telling me
my
is you were a domestic
water.
terrorist.
Let's just say that okay, the easiest way to make a motherfucker feel bad is just dodge. Once they swing once and you just step to the side. Oh my god, and then they just lose it and they get so angry and then they're so sloppy. They're so sloppy.
So I
Dang.
was a wrestler in high school, and I got the one fight I got into in high school. This kid threw this mean left hook, but I caught it with my like you know how like when a boxer has his hands up, he like catches the punch. I caught that shit, bro, and I took him down. There was nothing better than taking down a 6 foot tall man who weighed 100 more pounds than me, just because I had the knowledge and strength to like.
Now, don't get me wrong. Once I took a hit, if it was, I've taken some hits. There's a reason my teeth are not straight.
I
Like,
think most of the altercations that I've been a part of, it's been around people who were carrying, and if I dodge, I feel like I would have lost my life. You
that's
really
yeah.
you,
You're in a
you
very different situation. I'm like on a street with like a bunch of other
no.
like 21, 22-year-olds, and we're all just like.
I had a 16-year-old in LA have a ski mask on and put a GLOCK to my face, like right in my eye. So I feel like,
Jesus.
yeah, it's like it's one of those things where like I did Muay Thai and I was in the military and all that cool guy stuff. But at the same time, sometimes it's not about if you can fight. Sometimes it's just about who brought the bigger stick, and I don't want to be that guy,
And who
you
up
know?
that joint first? I ain't
For
gonna
Maybe
lie.
sure. But
maybe it's like
also
the
like
Midwest in me, but like I'm not afraid of weapons in that way because like I grew
Oh
up and
hell
like
no.
everybody always had one, right? And
yeah, I have
we all had
one. Everyone
licenses,
has one where I grew up.
and like you know you'd sit down at the table and your uncle, you know, he's got his on his hip and your grandpa's got his in the other room, and you know we go
Wait,
out.
so have either of you been held like genuinely at Schmun Point?
No, I'm
Yeah.
white. No.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes,
I
I have.
have. Yeah.
Your
I have
reaction
once.
changes for sure when you're in front of that Schmun.
I don't
I'm not
doubt
gonna
it.
lie.
I don't doubt it.
So I actually it once you have I like to say that once you have made a pact with unalivement,
That's
it's very
facts.
difficult to once you have accepted it once, like, oh, I'm going to,
Right.
it's very difficult afterwards to see it in a different light. That's at least my personal experience.
I agree with you. Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
like once you can't not like once you stare down it, there's nothing else. Like it changes you. It does.
I agree. Yeah, there's
There's
this one time my fault, gang. Go ahead, you got it.
No,
no,
you
no,
go.
no, no. I've been talking. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say like kind of what you were saying about like coming to terms with unalivement. Like I was walking down the block with my homies and there was this car that drove by OD fast, and so like a couple of my homies started running and ducking, and me and my dog like didn't run, and so they all like looked at us and it was like, "What's wrong with y'all boys?" And we both at the same time was like, "Bro, when you sign up for this shit, you either die or end up in jail." Or I couldn't say that.
If
Unalive,
it's
end
time,
up
it's
in jail,
time.
but
I don't really
yeah.
care anymore. I don't think TikTok minds.
But yeah, once you come to terms with it, that fear, I mean, it's definitely a different feeling. But like when I was doing what I was doing, I was afraid every single time. I definitely thought I could unalive, but did it like change how I acted? No, if that
But
makes
that was
sense.
also part of it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
for
It's
think
sure.
that's
part
like
of it. That's
my
part of the appeal at the same time. Because once you understand that things aren't as scary, I guess.
There's two types of curses that when we were going overseas, that our chief told us there's two types of curses that you're going to go home with if you go home. The first curse is the dumping curse. That curse is the causality of when you get into some sort of really bad situation that not many humans today go through, you're going to feel an adrenaline rush and you're going to make your choice of fight or flight. And I trust all of you with your training to make the choice to fight, right? And you're going to be breathing fine, your heartbeat's going to be low, and you're going to be controlled, and you're going to be a warrior. But after that moment, you're going to have what's called dumping. And that's when your adrenaline, after it's been so high, it goes to the lowest point that it's ever been after it's been at its highest point. And you will never be able to walk normally when you get home because you'll never be able to get to that adrenaline. And so the only thing your body can do is react and go down to the dumping part. And then the second curse is unaliving another human being. And that does something to your soul. And it's a curse and it never goes away. And he related it to like, when you take someone's virginity, you take that forever. It's the same thing. Obviously, very crude,
Ew, go, no.
What you saying though, for sure.
but
I
it's
understand
these.
what you're saying, but virginity is very different. Like, yeah, because like that's
Well,
putting.
But for a man, like that feeling never goes away. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, like
I
just in
guess
general,
that's a trigger for me because when I'm talking about that 30-year-old. I mean, he kept
Yeah.
the sheets, right?
what?
Yeah. So it's like
You might want to.
that's I guess where like a personal part of it comes in, right? Like that's something that is seen as a prize by many people.
Well, I think our chief was saying it as like when you lose your V card, that like person will always be that person and never goes away.
That is
Uh,
true.
it,
That is true.
it's a fact of life, right? Whoever you lost that V card to, that'll always be that person, and it never goes away, and you can never get it back. And when
Which
you
sucks for me, man. Whew.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel, we were doing anti-sex trafficking in Africa, and I I can't imagine what it is like to be a woman in any part of the world and feel either the pressure or the forcefulness or the feeling like you're not making your own decision or like you have to. It's I've seen it. I don't know what it's like to experience it, but
Still really bad out there.
I mean, the worst country in the world is America. I love my country to death. I'm a patriot, but we went to Africa just because it's a lot easier to move people around there. They do a lot of pirating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been to South America, Mexico, the Panama Canal, Turkey, stuff like that, and
Because I
a lot
remember
of
reading a book about like all the wars out there and how bad like they would grape them and sex traffic them and all that.
yeah. It's in a lot of areas. It's like they already have their chosen few, but at the same time, there's how do I say this in the most pleasant way? There's I've seen women that are just as bad towards women in that world than men,
Well, you
and
always have the bootlickers, right? That happens in all psychological scenarios,
well,
right? An individual who doesn't want to be persecuted, putting themselves as above these individuals in order to escape persecution.
when you lose your humanity, what I've seen is there is no longer male or female.
I think
Like to say from my experience, and I don't want to say this is how it is. From my experience, like those women, they were not pressured into that, and they were not afraid of anything. They were the action doers in that instance that I experienced. Now, there's very much times when women are scared and they do that stuff. I agree, but to say like it's all men, that's couldn't be farther from my experience. But men typically are the generalized giant number of perpetrators in that world of trafficking. So I just want to clarify in my experience.
Yeah. Well, Prince, when we first met, I tussled with you because you have an attitude and so do I. But you've probably gotten to see quite a few instances of very like obvious misogyny towards me, right?
I have.
Yeah. Like I like imagine just that level of it, and then also the fear of getting out of your car, the making sure that you park near a security thing, Because, and then also like when you're in those stages of like you are in immediate danger, you're just constantly on alert of everyone.
Like, maybe this is individual to me, but like I'm 5'10", 130 pounds. I haven't changed weight since high school. And like I've always been physically intimidated by men who are above 6 foot or way more than me. So like
you just have
Dang,
to
I
get over it.
appreciate you telling me
At
that,
some
bro,
point,
because
you
I'm a
just
big
have to
dude.
get over it.
So I be wondering, like, if I be intimidating people, because I'm like a big, friendly giant, but I look very intimidating.
like,
Okay.
if we're
Do you want to
cool,
know
we're
something cool, Prince? So
Like-
every single time that I have been followed or threatened or have felt scared in like a grocery store or a mall, I always find the biggest black man that I can, because statistically and also just anecdotally, they will help me and treat me with so much love, respect, and kindness.
Man, amen.
Let's go.
I think, and I'm sure Missy will absolutely hate me saying this, and I hope you think of me as a good person from our conversation so far. But the look that I've seen on like women's faces when we've been doing activities around sex trafficking and we've helped women, I've learned that, and from my wife too, and maybe my wife is, maybe my manfluence has, defeminized her, but whenever there are bad men doing something to women, and women are very powerful, 100%, they control men. I like women are very powerful, but whenever a bad man is doing something to a woman, the thing that makes them feel safe and comes to their rescue is a good man. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's anti-feminist. I don't think that's saying that men are stronger or, but in the world of trafficking, I've seen the faces light up of women who have not smiled in a decade because what I think of myself as a good man and the men I was with come through a door and have jackets and food and things like that. And so I think it's empowering when men are able to do those things like they're supposed to. They're protectors. I don't know who said that earlier, but I agree with that.
I was joking.
Oh, well.
No,
I
I mean, here's where I'm gonna differ, right? I think it's just the love and connection, right? That's not necessarily gendered. It's just that you were there as a human being, seeing them as a human being, and that transcends gender.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
think
because you were a man, it's because you were human.
it's like empathy,
well,
right?
to be fair, I have not seen many instances at all in my experience where a male doing a bad thing who is in that mindset in a combative way. It's extremely rare to see a woman overcome that type of wrath, and it takes another man to be able to fight that man in a physical way. Now, verbally and intelligently, yeah, a woman will beat the man 100% of the time
Wait,
because
how
even good
big do
men
you think
think.
the average man is? 1 second.
Yeah, also, wait, pause.
Well,
Adrian
even a
was
man the
done.
I
size
can
of
beat Coco up. Easy.
Okay, no,
Also, I
you
think
can't.
people have.
Okay, guess I
feel like
could.
Coco, you're
I feel
built
like
like
people
the freaking
forget.
Green giant, bro.
If you
Sorry,
were
I
the
just
string
wanted
beat.
to.
Coco, how many
I think
fights
people
have you been in?
forget that, like, in like a fight, if the other person has a weapon, if you have a bat, the other guy's just fucked. Like, I don't think people realize how.
Not
Dude, if you
necessarily.
have you engaged with someone with a fucking bat, you're fucked.
Yeah,
You're
no, I
fucked
never, like, if I
worldwide.
saw a weapon like that, it was a, goodbye, and then I
So
sprinted, right? Like, I'll fist fight you, but you bring something in that.
Yeah, you're fucked. You just run. There's no.
Am
I
I
agree.
bad for
Having
saying like you just keep going? Like if somebody like let's say like I did get in an altercation, bro pulled out brass knuckles. I'm not gonna stop. I have a
Oh,
job to
you
do.
Then you're an
run. I'm
idiot.
sorry, but you
I
need to
am.
run
I am an
because
idiot.
that will unalive you.
I'll eat that on the chin. I'm an idiot.
You could
That's a
already
good
die
point,
from
though.
a good like rib or liver punch. Yeah, I get it.
That's
but,
a good point though. Is like Jules said. You said you're like 135 pounds, right?
Give or take, yeah. A little lighter.
Yeah.
But...
So
I'm
if you
about the
look at
same.
if you look at the average man around the world, right, or Jewel, for example, who has wrestling experience, and you take a woman, an average weight of 120 pounds, Jewel, who's 135, which most of us would assume is a pretty lightweight for a guy, but the strength difference and the like for a girl to hit with a bat, like hoping that she has the perfect swing, her hips turn at the right moment, she
You
knows
don't
how to
need a
twist.
perfect swing for
I
getting
don't
hurt.
No, I've
think
seen it.
that
I've seen it in World.
think that you understand the differences in the male and female body.
Well, even that, like, I would be like, yeah, they have less
Like,
muscle mass
you
on
do know
average.
that
Like the
women can
average.
crush skulls within their thighs because of how strong our leg muscles are, right? Like, we significantly outpass that.
I think the thing that just confuses me here is it sounds like we're living in a world with no technology. Think if you've been in a fight before, you know
have
the
you
other
have you
person
been
has a
like
weapon.
in like on the street?
Yeah,
like,
someone
had
just pulled
street
a knife
fights?
on me, and I just fucking ran. I'm not gonna fuck with someone with a knife. You fucking kidding me?
The difference in street fighting and then being in real world combat where people are losing their lives is that someone who's willing to take
Whoa,
someone's
people
life.
lose their lives in street fighting. Don't get it wrong.
I agree, but I'm saying to regularly see people who are going to that extent, right, and willing to take human life, their strength is on a different level, whether it's male or female, than someone who's not been there yet, not going there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
See,
lie.
now you accepted that it's male or female, right? Now we're
think-
good. We're
yeah.
getting there, right? Because
I think
I was in
everybody
the
should just
system,
avoid
right?
fighting and just show
You're
them
talking
their
to
little
someone
friend.
that was in the system.
I get
Also,
it.
I just think like we're underestimating the use of a weapon. Dude, a weapon basically takes you up like a weight class or two.
Yeah,
and
force
fighting above your
multipliers
weight
always
class
help.
is like fucking
Well, I mean, of course, we
impossible.
talked about that earlier.
Yeah, imagine you swinging me
Yeah.
and then I just go.
We were talking about how this
Well, yeah, no, you
affects.
have another force multiplier.
You
Like
guys
we
be on the
were
ground
we were
fast.
talking about how this affects mentality, right? Like once you have looked on a live man in the face, there's no like you don't get to not live that again. Like you don't get to come back from that.
Well, when we do like self-defense classes for, especially like on women's, every Tuesday we do women's, like it's always fighting smartly, right? Like to think as a woman that you can overpower a man, right? No matter what is rare. But if you immediately go for the eyes, you have a very high chance of getting out of this. But it's all accumulative to the point of like, it's supposed to be good men doing the right thing whenever a bad man steps in, right?
Can't we just have a good society?
No,
Can
that's
I just be
impossible.
like, hey,
No.
if I see so here's the thing though, JP, if I see a man doing that to someone, regardless of their gender, I'ma deck him.
Yes,
yeah,
but
I think it's like good people versus bad people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
In
Like-
my head,
I
I just don't understand why this goal has to be relocated to just men. Like, why don't we just have...
I'm trying to
Yeah,
advocate
then why
to
such
the
a
point.
focus?
Well, because I was trying to advocate to the point of my real world experience being in combat and saying that women don't really have the same abilities in combat that men do. I mean, you can say that's completely wrong, but then my experiences would be nullified because
I would
my
say that
experience.
they are different. Their abilities are simply different. Like the way that I fight and the way that you fight are going to be two completely different things, which is why sometimes I would have an upper hand as a woman.
Even me as a 130-pound dude, like I have a different approach to going into an altercation with somebody because of my lack of physical like overpoweringness, right? Like I have to work smarter, not harder, in order to take down people because I'm not very big, right? I gotta like kick out their kneecaps.
You're punching people in the solar plexus, kicking their fucking knees in backwards.
I mean,
The knees are the way to do it.
Part
If
of
you're gonna
like,
do it-
okay, a great example is part of being a woman is understanding that my center of gravity is different, which works in my favor, oftentimes.
Yeah, because men are very top heavy.
Yeah,
Well,
whereas
it's
getting
just-
low and allowing, like that's, like, there's also, I recognize that I have a lot of agility and stamina. I can wear them down by getting in and out, trying to not get hit or land some elbows, right? Like once I take a hit, my friends are coming in and I'm good. But like,
If your friends are there, though, You know what I mean? So it comes to a point of
Well,
like, okay, the force power of a punch, right? Let's say neither of you have weapons. This guy is assaulting you. First of all, he's the one doing the like initiating, so he's going to start out with the higher chance because he's the initiator, right? And you're in defense mode. Secondly, for the average male to grab the average female, the strength is so far beyond even close that that's why women's self-defense classes focus on weak points, soft points, and then getting away because there is no
like I just talked about.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like I'm just trying to say that
I just like that's exactly what I described. Is it not?
Yeah, like I can see where someone's like, oh, well, the average muscle mass of a man is much higher than the average woman, and so they have like a strength advantage. But it's just like
the average
women
woman
have other advantages. I promise I'm faster.
Yeah,
well, even
no,
then,
I don't
like,
think
I
that
don't understand. I don't understand what like the central point of this is. Just like, oh, women have to be more careful around men because they have like more muscle mass
Well,
or
it's
something.
more like
I think
women don't need men to. I don't need a man to come to my defense.
Wait, hold on, guys. Pause. I got a shiny.
No fucking way.
High dove.
Oh shit! What did you get?
I got a shiny. Wait, hold on.
Wait, what's
is that a Pokey MMO?
Is that a bird?
No, it's a emulator.
Oh, it's just an I thought it was Pokey MMO. I love Pokey MMO.
It is Pokey MMO.
I fucking knew it. Get shit on, Missy.
I recently got fuck you. I recently got into Magic.
Let's go.
I didn't mean Magic the Gathering, but
like the card
The
game?
Gathering. Yes, I should probably add that part.
Coco, the odds of you hitting that is 1 in 8,176.
Wait, dead ass?
Dead ass.
No,
that's so cool.
If you're joining the Navy, Prince, and you're going to be a nuke, I hope you know how to play Magic because when you're like working on nuclear stuff in ships, I swear all I ever used to see the nukes doing was playing Magic. Like after
I'll help you build a deck, Prince. I'll help you build a deck.
He's gonna run blue-black. I already know.
Guess what I ran? Guess what I ran? The first deck.
My plan
Since I
was
recently
to
got
just
into
read,
it, I built my first deck.
a bunch of philosophy books because I'm supposed to be on a sub too.
Oh, dude.
You're gonna be playing a lot of
you want to talk about aesthetic philosophy? What makes something art? What makes
So right
something
now,
beautiful?
my most recent pickups were Summa of the Summa and dialogues concerning natural religion.
Can I recommend Merleau-Ponty and the phenomenology of perception?
If you type that in chat, I'll screenshot it. I'm with that.
Okay.
That's a big French word, and I don't know French.
Oh God.
Speak French, ironically, but
Hey,
I fucking know.
I don't know if this is how you spell it, but
I think my cockatiel is trying to figure out how to speak. It's actually
Dude, I thought I heard something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want these.
Capture. Is it a zebra?
Yeah, it's like a zebra-looking Pokemon.
I'm blanking on the name. It's like.
there you go, Prince. The phenomenology of perception. I love phenomenology. It's the study of like I describe it as a study of seemings.
The study of huh?
That's how I describe it. That's not actually
Say
how
that
it
again?
is. The study of seemings. Basically how
things
we
seem to
engage
be.
with the world and how how the world engages with us and how that affects both on a like it's so fascinating. Like existence
Put a
and
little thing on your set.
It's electric.
Thing.
Coco, I still can't get over how you hit a 1 in 8,000 chance to get that shiny.
Swear. Bro,
They must have knew it was Coco. It was like this guy.
I missed him 3,000 years ago.
Oh God.
Hey, Coco, how's your TikTok shop stuff going, dude?
Pretty good. I've sold a lot of constitutions. And then
Of
yeah,
America?
Yeah. Like a shit ton.
I just want to say, I definitely gave you the idea for those videos, so W collab basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Now, where's his percentage? That's where it's going.
Okay, let's see.
I still think you should do like a debate thing over like constitutional stuff, and then like the winner gets one of your things you're trying to sell to like promote it. Like the trophy being the constitutional.
That would low key be sick, actually, and then you could do a TikTok shop live.
Yeah, and like connect your TikTok shop, and then have everybody who debates like repost it and stuff. Like, use us.
If
Coco,
I
we're
you
still
here.
want
want
this
Use us.
Oh
if you
wait,
want
when
this
is my
debate
debate,
prize, you can
Coco?
get it at the. Oh, damn it.
February 20th.
Oh, I'm chilling.
My
Oh
wife
wait,
Hey,
doesn't
bro, I
want.
missed
I'm
the debate with
debating. Hey
Constantine.
Rob,
I
I'm
heard it
fine.
went crazy.
My wife
I heard
doesn't
Yeah.
want me to
Constantine
do it,
slammed him.
Coco.
Huh?
My wife says I can't do it.
Oh, what, a debate?
Yeah, she doesn't want me to.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Damn.
Wait, did I have my
I'm gonna be
schedule?
doing on I don't even remember the topic. 1 second.
February 20th.
What is going on?
Dude, I want to debate someone on your live at some point, Coco, but I have like no clue what I would want to debate.
I'll debate an atheist eventually, but it's too many of y'all smart motherfuckers on here. I need some low tier so I can
Okay,
go
it was
crazy.
the Christian God is
I'm low
logically
tier. I'm like
possible.
C plus at most.
Yeah.
The
How much do you know
Christian
about
God is
politics?
logically possible. That's his affirmative.
Oh,
How much do
doesn't-
I know about politics?
Yeah.
Canadian or American?
Much.
American.
I know a decent amount about American politics. I seem to know more than the average American, which does hurt me spiritually. And legitimately, our Canadian history courses covered more American history than apparently Americans do. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm right now I'm trying to book Andrew Wilson.
Andrew Wilson?
Isn't that guy a Nazi?
No.
We're doing it for the publicity, all right?
He's off
Based.
the whatever podcast. I'm trying to see if he'll come on.
Oh no, that guy is a Nazi. I'm not joking.
Wait,
I'm not saying
sure?
don't have him on. I'm just saying he is a Nazi. So bring someone on
how
if they're
sure
going
are
to
you?
debate him that knows their shit.
Wait, how sure are you that he's a Nazi?
At the beginning of his career, he was a self-admitted Nazi. He only started to say it less as he got more and more popular.
Jesus.
It's crazy how that happens with people, huh?
It's almost like it's something they should be ashamed of and like hide because they'll face social ramifications.
I mean, why do you think so many Trump supporters are afraid to even say they support Trump? They're like, no,
they're not
I don't
afraid anymore. They just wear masks.
Coco, why don't you platform Nick Fuentes? That would be sick, Loki.
No way.
That
would be sick.
Because I'm not even against platforming these people as long as you have someone who will legitimately tear them down. Like, you better bring someone to debate Andrew Wilson who's going to, like, whip out a pickle jar and be like, hey, so sorry, I'm going to make it a 2v1, puts the pickle jar on the table.
Pause real
continues the
quick.
debate.
I gotta holler. We just had the coolest person in the entire world. Dom, thank you so much for the gifts. You are the greatest. If you guys don't know Dom, you guys are missing out because Dom is cool as fuck.
I don't know Dom.
Well, I mean, one of my best friends. We
Do I have to
came
be
up
a
together.
sub to know him?
Do you have to debate sub?
If you have
never mind. I made a terrible
Here's
joke.
the
Put me
thing.
in
I'm
the
okay
fucking
with
chamber.
platforming pretty much everyone but PMARS.
Yeah, I hear that.
To be fair, I
a
think
guy like
Mars is actually insane.
Oh yeah, like
Every time I see him, I'm just like,
No,
hey,
like,
you're a
clinically.
PDF file. Like, hey, you suck. Like, hey, like, you're a horrible person.
I have a request, Coco. If you have a guy like Nick Fuentes, right? Like I'm a white Christian. I voted for Trump type. That's who I am. If you have a guy like Nick Fuentes, or that is supposed to be similar to me, but is more similar to like how Nick Fuentes talk. If I could debate him, I would love to do that.
Do you guys want to talk to my
because
little brother? He's 19. He voted for Trump, and he's a Christian.
I mean,
Y'all
it
don't
depends
want
on
to talk to my little brother. I don't want to talk to my little brother.
it depends
Dude,
on
I
like
feel
if
like
he has radical ideas. Like as a Christian, I like putting Christians, my brothers in Christ in place if they have like ideas that are venturing far from what our belief system is supposed to say or do.
I'll send it out to my brother. He's pretty cool. Dom, holy shit.
Like Nick Fuentes deserves to not ever be able
shit
to speak
on.
again. Yeah, he doesn't deserve to speak
He
anymore.
deserves to be walking down a
Well, I
pier
think
and then
he
a
has
seagull
Every
shits in his
woman,
mouth.
when they hurt, I just want you to know that every single, like, that week,
He's a
there's
28-year-old
something
virgin.
that connected, like like you would just walk by another woman and you would make eye contact, and there was just this recognition, especially if they heard what Nick Fuentes said, of just like,
Yeah.
you are just like, to say like, your body, my choice.
Yeah.
Whew.
Especially speaking of like, since he's a guy that talks about the Bible a lot, and like, God, in the Bible, Jesus amplifying women, like in the book of Ruth and stuff. Like, I have an issue, especially that I'm a married man, uh, like guys using Christianity to subjectify anyone into a place of
I'm so
being
sorry, but why are your birds dying, Dream?
I don't know. I think he just called me like a bird swear because he just flew away.
I'm sorry, JP. I couldn't
No,
deal
you're
with like
good. You're
the
good.
screaming bird in the
So, let me
background.
mute,
It made me
I'm
laugh.
so sorry.
Hey, Missy, who's better, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj? Whose music is better?
This feels like a trap. Can I
I'm kidding.
say none of those and pick Josiah?
Cardi B for sure.
Eminem.
Yeah.
I'll pick Josiah then.
Black woman rapper Eminem.
Oh, this
Black
isn't a
woman
black
rapper.
woman rapper. This is just a rapper.
Oh wait, Cardi B is not black. Cardi B is like Latino. I think I am racist.
Cardi B is black.
But she's like mixed, I think. I think she's black and Colombia. I'm not sure.
Oh, you asked
Then I'm
me
only
for my
half
favorite,
racist based.
my favorite. I'm trying to think of who my favorite black artist would be.
Doechii, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick.
Probably like Tina Turner.
Oh yeah, I mean now you're based.
Beyonce.
Oh, never mind.
Nicki Minaj.
No, yeah, I would say I definitely would say Tina Turner probably first and foremost. I mean,
Aretha Franklin, maybe?
yes. Jennifer
Hudson?
Jennifer Hudson.
Let's fucking go, Missy.
You guys are
I would
sleeping
say
on the
that
ink
all of
spots.
those are some of my favorites. And then when it comes to like Black men, I have to go with obviously Pac and Biggie, right? Some
You
of
don't
my
have to obviously
favorites.
go with them.
And then recently, like Josiah, I love Josiah personally.
Christian artist?
No. Are you thinking of? Are you thinking of Hobson?
No, I was thinking of a white
NF?
guy that has like no. NF is good, bro.
I've been to.
good.
I'm wearing an NF hoodie, and I've been to NF concert 3
NF
times.
is
It's the only like concerts I
silly.
go to. I'm such an NF fan, but like he's so white girl rap.
Yeah.
Like he's so white girl rap. You cannot put him in the same like near Biggie.
Joel, do you think
Oh, look,
Little Dicky
Critical's
is good?
back. Look, Critical's back. He's gonna cry about phenomenological conservatism.
I appreciate Little Dicky for what he does. I don't think he's very good at rapping, but I think that his songs are funny sometimes.
I think
I
he is
the
like
brain
one of
song.
the. I think his flow and lyrics are some of like for his grouping, like for when he came out and stuff. He is like obviously he's not J. Cole and stuff like that, but
He's
like
good.
comparison to a lot of rappers we
Kendrick.
have.
Yo,
Sorry,
I don't
Kendrick.
know who y'all are talking about.
I get
brain
tired
song.
of I get tired of Ken. Like I'm from Oakland, I listen to a lot of Kendrick, but I get tired sometimes of his flow. Like
Tech Nine. I love Tech Nine.
Tech Nine's good, yeah.
I think we're falling into cultural appropriation right now, guys. Loki.
What did you say, Critical?
I think we're following into a stage of like cultural appropriation.
How so? Justify the belief.
Okay, P1, because I said so. P2, my logic is superior than yours.
Yeah, my
P3,
rebuttal to
go
that.
fuck yourself.
I deny
My rebuttal
P2.
is nuh-uh, Daniel.
Nuh-uh.
No, I think he's onto something. I think he's onto something.
Maybe with
Loki,
you,
I think I
Dream.
am.
I'm just kidding. Please don't hate me. Please.
It's okay. I already hate you. I can't hate you more than I already do. Wait, is Nick Fuentes 28 and still? I thought he was like
He's
younger
28.
than me.
That's
28-year-old
disgusting.
28.
That confuses me the most because like I lost my virginity by accident. It's not that fucking hard. I'm not explaining that.
I lost it. I don't know where it went.
Wait,
anybody else here get?
I didn't even lose mine. It was taken.
Yeah, there we go.
Dream, can you run that by me real quick, partner? What do you mean you lost it on accident?
It fell in.
So I had a period where I got sick. My pills don't work very well when I got sick. It overlapped with a manic episode, which launched me into psychosis, and had a very adventurous week. Which
I'm manic right now.
That'll happen.
Yeah. So, happened by accident. Which is why I'm like, how the fuck are these people like, I feel like you have to be I don't even know.
No,
how you could,
do make pacts. It's like you have to like keep yourself pure. Like I remember growing up, like I had a purity ring,
Isn't that
and
such a weird concept, like pledging to your dad that
yeah,
you're gonna
I
be
pledged to my dad.
What the fuck? You pledged that to your? I thought
Well, I
that
was
was
also
you pledged
within
to your
like a
church.
semi-arranged marriage sort of situation
one of
too.
So you're basically brown.
One of the 3 vows that you take when you become a monastic is celibacy.
Yeah, which is so like, well, I mean, I think there was one philosopher, I don't remember who it was, that said it best, that if you can control the desires of the, if you can control
the
lust,
desires of
then
the flesh.
then you can control the any part of the mind.
I think that's true. Like, I think
that's just like
pledging to pledging to yourself, like to conquer that, like the desires of your flesh, whether it's biblical or whether you're atheist, whatever. I do think that can be really positive for your worldview and for how you act and stuff.
I just disagree. Like, we recognize that like there are some benefits and are some detriments, and it's not that black and white.
I think it makes sense if you yourself decide that, but I feel like it's forced upon kids. Like, I know
why
someone.
Do you sound like
decided...
Machine Elf?
Me?
Yes, you and Machine Elf sound so similar.
Okay, first it was Machine Elf, then it was the Burger King foot lettuce guy. Now it's Machine Elf.
Number 13.
I haven't told
No,
Machine Elf
tell me
also
other
sounds like
people
the
hear
Burger
it.
King
Tell me
foot
other people
lettuce
hear
guy.
it.
Wait, real quick. What do y'all think about Jay
foot
Dyer?
lettuce.
What, Daniel?
What do y'all think about Jay Dyer?
I don't know who that is.
I don't remember who that is.
Yo, y'all are all
legitimate.
Did you say Jedediah?
No, I said Jay
Dyer.
Jay Dyer.
Is he a theist debater?
Yeah, he's from the Orthodox.
Yeah,
I think I've only heard about him because I think people have called him stupid, but I don't actually know.
Dream. This was the guy earlier that didn't understand phenomenological
Are you going to
conservatism.
answer my proposition still? Okay.
Let's go. I got an electric tie.
Missy,
Like,
Daniel fails his
is
homework
funny.
all the time. Daniel literally failed out of his Catholic or his
CF Joel, you
religious school.
lost to a topic that was rated
Daniel,
F tier.
Daniel, you failed a class when your teacher was doing one-on-ones with you.
Damn, that's crazy.
Wait, what class did I fail? And wait, when was he doing
Archbishop's
the 101?
class?
Archbishop who?
The Archbishop's class where you failed that test right in front of him?
There's 2 archbishops, and the test? I didn't fail the test. I got a 100.
Yes, you did. No, you literally came on the live and said you failed the test.
Wait, no, I got a 95. That was above average.
Did you think you failed the test and said it, and then you got a good one?
Test. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I must have misheard you. But go do your homework, buddy. It's a Monday night.
Yeah, I already did my homework in one day, bud. So get on my
present your proposition again, and then I can explain to Dream, who can then explain it to you, so you can finally get it.
No.
And then they can explain it back to Missy, who can explain it to me again.
Yeah, because like I just can't. I need an owl to repeat what I say. So one of you gets to be it.
So wait,
I think we need like 15 layers of separation from the original person, personally.
So
I think that'll make a good conversation.
Is the proposition that an owl talks back to you just going to be like a truth claim and relevant to a universal contingent? Or
we don't need an owl. My cockatiel's right here.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
prefer flamingos, personally.
So like a flamingo doesn't have like the sense of language. It would be more like a parrot, like a blue and golden macaw.
I mean, that's quite a claim. What evidence would you have to back that? If they could engage in some sort of symbolisms, then we have no way of having epistemic access of recognizing whether they're having the quality of language. I think that that's a rather bold claim.
Well, I think they have the quality of language because it's intrinsic to their nature. And if it's just not going to be intrinsic necessarily, then they cannot speak. So therefore, the quality doesn't exist.
So language requires speech.
Yes, yeah.
Well, no, I would say that as someone whose second language is ASL, you're incorrect.
Yeah, sure.
Language just requires symbols to map onto reference.
Yeah,
that are
I think you just have a
shared.
basic misunderstanding of what language is. It's just communication, love. It's just communication, sweetheart.
I take the more mathematical
So-
autist
so just
approach
like-
where it's symbols with semantic meanings constructed together with syntax and grammar to give completely different meanings about other lingual statements that are equivalent.
Yeah, like it requires speech, yet I can communicate entire conversations without opening my mouth.
Sure.
Also,
so,
fun
when
fact,
when
I
I'm
think they did some studies on corvids. Corvids seem to have... Sorry, I just think I love corvids. It's a fun corvid fact.
Every time I try to speak, y'all just keep talking.
Okay, but I just want to say this corvid fact.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's really
Talk
cool.
about your
It's that...
freaking orbits, buddy.
Okay, so corvids, like ravens, blue jays, crows, apparently they have... Yes, I get it. You talk too. They have a simple form of language where they seem to have grammar and syntax and semantic content.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
we also see these in like we see this all over nature.
Yeah, there's no point in me sharing that. I just think it's cool.
Alright, so what I'm going to take language to be in my semantical definition is just going to be the acronym of speech. Now, sure, we can count ASL as to be like a language. I don't see the problem. But I'm just saying insofar as like a speech, and obviously I don't think that these birds can throw up ASL language signs unless they're without looking like they gangbang.
So, what do you think the dogs are doing when they're obeying commands?
When they're obeying commands?
Yeah, if they're obeying a hand signal, is that communication? And I telling the dog to do something or to not do something based on a symbol that I am communicating?
Yeah.
Would that be language?
Can I ask a question to clarify? Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, ask your clarifying semantical question. Go ahead.
Well, no, whoa, hey.
Semantic. I use semantical and it bothers me. Can you please use semantic? It's the correct
for
word.
your guys' debate here, can you clarify the definitions of communication and on speech, please? Just so I can follow along.
You know what, JNP, I apologize for attacking you earlier. I like this guy a lot. You know, somebody promote him, actually. Get him a taco.
What?
Get him a blizzard.
Daniel, stop with the meta and describe what communications and speech is.
Please. We need some, like...
Wait, CF Joel, is this going to be like a two-quoque? Just real quick. CF Joel, is this going to be a two-quoque?
Daniel, you're a runner, you're a track star, answer the question.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I honestly think that you are incapable of having a conversation that is outside of the lexicon that you deem as superior, as an elitist ideology. Since you're unable to engage in conversation in a layman's way, I'm less likely to believe that you actually have an understanding of the concept of which you are speaking of. So forgive me for having very little trust and veracity in what you say.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sure. I don't find that to be a problem that you view my acronyms and how I speak to be like less valuable. But just because I don't speak in like a laity language, because I won't dumb down my vocabulary for my language for people that don't have the intelligence level as me, then
well, that's the thing. It's the effect of like you believing that you have some sort of intelligence over others when lacking an understanding of what intelligence really is, right?
Do you mind if I ask one question?
No.
No.
Okay. Thank you. What are the 3 laws of logic?
Okay, you have the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of excluded middle.
Yeah, dude.
I wasn't talking to you.
I'm autistic. You asked me a question.
Not you. I said, do you mind if I ask a question?
And I said
not
yes,
to you.
and then you said something, and so I'm autistic, and I answered said question.
Okay, never mind. Whatever. Keep going. You ruined it.
No.
This is a hot take, but I think both of your guys' view on language is kind of dumb. But that's because I have a very...
Actually, it's not. It's not. Because, like, how would you hold to a logical format? How would you do that?
What do you mean, like, stick to a formal language? Because I don't think all languages...
No, I didn't say language. I didn't say language. I'm not talking about language. I said a logical format.
But for me, a logical format is a formal language. Like,
why does it have to be a language?
Well, it is symbols used to communicate meaning.
Yeah,
I
so if I have
know. Just hold
symbols,
on.
syntax, and grammar, then it's a language. And
Okay,
syntax is just this. Yeah.
perfect. That's fine. That's fine. And would you need some form of logic to understand what that would be?
Well, no, that is the logic. The formal language is the logical system. What
How
you're
can it
defining is a
be?
whole bunch of.
No. Hold on. That's circular, and it's not circular in a good way. It's circular in a bad way.
Well, it's
Just because
axiomatic, I'd say, because the bottom
axiomatic.
rules.
Well, then,
Yeah.
no, stop. Just stop, dude. Okay,
That's
hold
right.
on. Okay, if it's axiomatic, okay, and it's logical, that's a contradiction within itself.
Well, to say it's logical doesn't make sense. It's a definition of a logical system, right? Like the ZF
So it's only a
axioms describe a
description.
language.
So it's only
let
a
me-
description of logic?
Well, they're in a sense they're abstract rules which define the logical system. So, are you familiar with the ZF
Our
axioms?
abstract rules are hold on. Our abstract rules, okay? Are they only perceived logical through our perception of what logic is?
I don't even know what that question
I don't know what that
means.
question means.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
if we can
like
only
gibberish.
if we can only see, if we only know the three laws of logic, then it would have to be.
That's also a formal language.
I
That's
just
not a
real
language,
quick,
dude.
Wait, no. Let
engage
me
with
explain.
something.
Do you know what I mean by a formal
Please.
language in terms of like the strict, like, okay, we're going down like Noam Chomsky, math, universal algebra, all that shit?
I don't care
Like,
about that, dude.
okay, but
With
that's
the
like
way-
my definition of logic because I'm following like the formal.
Yeah, but
the definition of a
and I'm
formal
giving you
language.
an internal critique
One
on how
second.
that logic is
Do
actually
you understand
able
what
to be.
virtuously circular is?
Well, it's not even
virtuously
circular. It's
Well, we could
axiomatic. The bottom
we
out
could go into
is
virtuous
different.
circularity, right?
No.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
just
a
real
such thing
quick.
as
Wait,
there is
my-
such
my
thing as
thing isn't
virtuous
even-
circularity, and
I
there's
just
a
want
such
to
thing
say
There
as
is, but we don't have to
circular. It's
get there.
axiomatic.
But yes, I
It's
would say that
axiomatic.
logic is axiomatic
how
insofar as it is a part of the language. It's part
No.
of the structure.
Well,
No,
So
you're
basically,
not
when I'm saying it's
understanding.
axiomatic, wait. When I'm saying it's
You're
like,
not
would you agree that?
understanding at all,
Wait,
dude.
I just okay. Wait, I'm just. Here's a question. Are the ZF
No,
axioms?
dude, stop asking me questions when you can't
I
even
don't know what you're
understand what I'm
Wait,
trying to ask
Dream,
you.
wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
I
real
know
quick.
that's why I'm
Dream,
trying to ask you a question.
Wait,
That's why I'm
Dream,
trying to. That's why I'm trying
What your
to make it
question
more
means.
comprehensible for
Guys.
you.
Hush, hold on, real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Dream, what ethical system are you going to be using? Are you like a rationalist, or are you going to be like what system do you use in philosophical, like what ideology?
Watch your mouth.
Oh my god.
What are you
Sorry,
talking
say it
about?
one more time.
Yo, 0kg, hold on, real quick. 0kg, go deride Kylo. I don't know what you're doing here. Yeah, what ethical system are you using?
Watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth.
That's why you're
By
fanboying
ethical
over
system,
Kylo.
could you give me like an example answer?
Sure.
Like my morals are all. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, you know how there's like a rationalist point, like there's gonna be like a, like I think therefore I am rationalist, and then there's a nihilist, and then there's gonna be like multiple. Okay, ISO's here, but I'm asking you like, what view system are you gonna be taking?
Puppies are crying, dude.
It's a bird.
Come on, dude.
It's a bird.
Oh,
It's the bird. It's the bird.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, all right.
The bird's low key, like
Spitting facts.
We're not gonna take any bird slander, so if you guys could just continue.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking bird slander here, but I'm asking you what ethical system you're using.
Well, I guess I wouldn't call it an ethical system. Maybe I'm a little confused, but I guess I would be nihilistic in the sense that there is
You're
no
a nihilist?
like true.
Yeah, that's a nerd.
Wait, I mean,
Absurdism.
like,
Absurdism is a point of nihilism.
Absurdism.
Well, I just think like the moral rules come from just like other like there's nothing that like is like, oh, we'll find morality in existence. We kind of just
That
define it
doesn't
for
follow,
ourselves.
but that doesn't follow, bro.
It doesn't follow at
That's
all.
what I'm trying to say. It doesn't follow at all.
Wait, just that I don't think there's like an objective sense of morals that we can get from the universe. It's
There's
just
gonna always
like,
be an objective set of morals if you want to get into semantics. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah, you could be like, oh, well, there's always going to be an
Sure.
objective
So
sense
why are
because
you making
there's
an
like a
act- why you
state
get-
of affairs, right?
No.
that we can talk about.
Here's my argument. Here's my argument for you, okay? And then you think about this, okay? My argument is that there is no objective mind unless there has to be an objective mind in order for a subjective mind to actually even exist.
I agree.
Well,
So
this is
if
gonna
there's any
sound weird. I think the objective-subjective divide is kind of stupid and
what
kind of
So
leads
wait,
to
in order,
nonsense.
okay,
Well,
in
then,
order for
what standard would you use then, dude?
Well, I
How
just
would you
look
know?
at. So I don't.
Is it
I
just
just
your
say there is
wait? Is it just your preference?
Yeah, I would say subjective stuff is basically just like preferences, but we can describe
Okay.
like
All
the
right,
state
fine.
of affairs and why those preferences are.
Okay, cool.
But
Okay, cool. So, my subjective preferences are X, and I hold the exact opposite, if even to the far, 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 far right of what you hold. And therefore, since it's just my subjective preference, you have no metric to say that I'm wrong.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
that's
a
not
certain
true.
extent, yes, that's just how reality works. We just
Yeah.
have
Wait, are you just
differences.
arguing?
So why
Jane,
would
can I
you?
help you out
So
a
Wait,
bit?
could I just want to finish this.
Hold
I
on.
just want to finish with my answer because
Mm-hmm.
in real life, either
Oh, in real
societies
life.
find some sort of if in real life, if societies
Is that
can't find a way to
objective
live
or
with each
subjective?
other.
Is real life objective or subjective?
When I say real life, I'm assuming there's a reality, and that reality is the set of
Yes.
all objects that can interact with one another.
Yes, and would they be consistent of a formal law on how that works?
Yeah. And is this morality going to be like?
I assume there's some invariant structure, but I don't know for sure. But I think that's like
okay. So if you don't know for sure, wait, hold on. So if you don't know for sure, then therefore, how can you expect for me to live up to your standard of what things are?
The idea is that we either have the same standards or we don't, and we basically can't live with each other.
But
right?
it doesn't matter because it's only subjective and it's just our preference.
Well, it matters to me personally because I want to live in a society where certain.
Who cares? Wait, stop. Hold on.
The way you have to let Dream
I just want to
respond.
finish the real life thing. In real life, there are groups of people. We've seen in history there are groups of people. These people have their own morals and ideologies. And each of them will say, well, ours are exactly right. And the other person will say, oh, no, ours are exactly right. And these are their subjective preferences. Either over time, they start to figure out what their similarities are and try and build a society together, or they find their ways of life incompatible and they either leave each other alone or engage in some sort of warfare, et cetera, right? That's just how real life occurs. And I don't think there's any way you could really justify one over another in an objective sense. You just either agree with one or another. Personally, I agree with stuff like secular, liberal, democratic values, right? That's just what I think brings the things that I like the most. And hopefully I can find people like in the Western world that also agree with these things so that we can build a society that embodies our moral systems and the things we believe.
Okay,
that's just
I'm
how real
also a
life
moral
works.
anti-realist here. Right?
Perfect,
I'm also a
because-
moral anti-realist here. And so far
That's
as
wonderful.
I have a question for you.
Who's you?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If we were to remove all minds, what would be moral or immoral about any causal chain in the universe?
That would be inconsistent because if we would to remove all minds, then how would we have the knowledge of what we're doing after that?
It's a really good question. So do morals exist
No, it's not a
because
question. It's not a
one
question.
second. Do morals exist because minds exist?
Yeah,
Repeat the
I would say
question,
so.
please.
Yeah, it would have to be a transcendental mind. Yes.
Oh, why would it have to be a transcendental mind rather than simply a mind, a perceiver? You're going to have to back up why I need the extra baggage.
Okay. All right. So, do you mind if I run a line of logic on you?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think it takes minds to understand what morality is?
I don't. We're just coming off of completely different presuppositions. I don't understand what you mean by morality. I need you to clarify that.
No, that's not necessary right now. We don't need to define what that is yet because we're just
I don't believe
looking
that
at
morality
we're
is a
just
thing,
okay.
so I need you
Okay,
to
all right.
describe the concept that you are speaking about so I
Okay,
can
all right.
engage genuinely and honestly.
Okay, so we'll just take it a different way. Do you believe that a beer can needs a mind for it?
So by the way, I might leave in like 9 minutes. I gotta go somewhere.
That's fine. If you need to end the live, that's probably for the best.
Realistically, like, could a beer can just exist in?
So
I'm just sorry.
Yeah, you guys just
Like,
won't follow this line of logic.
So,
It's a
I
simple
mean-
line of logic.
Okay, you're asking me, does a beer can exist? My question would be,
No, I'm asking, does it need a mind to exist?
so depends, and this is where I would go into my aesthetics. I would say that a can would be considered art with the intention.
This is you find yourself in a contradiction. Do you
I'm
not
sorry.
see this?
Well, you didn't even hear the finish of my
No,
statement.
in order to say that it is or isn't, you have to be in a contradiction.
You have
Why?
to be in
a
a mind.
must have an identity, correct?
Cool. So that means morality has subject to a stance and
Oh
attitude,
my
correct?
gosh.
That would mean
How
that
do you
morality is
get this? This is
subject
so
to a stance,
basic.
would it not?
This is so basic.
So can you
I'm
explain
sorry,
why
but
why she's wrong? Like,
yeah,
instead of
can
just
you
saying it's so
so
basic, explain
here's
it.
my proposition. If
Does
if
morality?
one second,
Hey,
if
yeah.
there are
a
no
mind?
minds, then morality doesn't exist.
How would you know that?
Because morality is required. You are required to have consciousness in order to maintain
Well,
a
in
sense of
order for
morality.
a requirement to happen, you must have to give it purpose, and therefore a mind must be
That's a
behind
claim.
it.
Why
And
must
so
I give it
therefore,
purpose?
no, that's just simple logic. And then therefore you have no justification for what it is.
Can you explain why it's simple
That's
logic?
simple
I don't
logic.
think you know what you're talking
Like,
about
I'm
here.
kind of stupid. Can you explain it to me?
I didn't know the formal language.
Like sometimes
Hold
I
on.
get tripped up because I'll feel like so stupid for explaining such basic things. But then I'll be like, but they're saying I'm stupid, and so like a part
Wait.
of me is like, I must be.
Can I ask
I'm the
a
stupid one here,
clarifying?
so I just need him to explain what
I
he's just saying
am.
to me.
Can I ask a clarifying question? I'm not on either side. I just want to understand what you guys are saying a little bit better for the topic.
Sure.
Okay, so the way are you saying like if humans didn't like a more advanced mind didn't exist and there's only the natural, right? Like a lion and a zebra.
No,
Is that the inexistence of morality because they're only doing
no,
what they're not? Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Hey, if somebody's asking you a
no.
question, it's usually best to sit there and wait for the question to be asked before you start answering. Typically, that's how people respond to questions. But
That's cool with you, bro. But he still didn't even say anything that actually comported with my argument at all.
I'm not gonna put up
Okay,
with
but
this.
that's the point of
I'm
the
not.
question. I
If
don't.
you're gonna be
Wait,
an
hold
asshole
on.
and
Why
not
is he?
answer questions and be a dick, like just leave.
Is that guy a
I
Christian? Is that guy a Christian?
Can I answer the host question? I'm a Christian. I got a perfect
Randall,
answer
real
for that.
fast. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 27. How you doing?
He's a regular.
He's a Randall. He's a Randall. He's a regular.
Nah, I'm a regular, man. I know the brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, bro, I got an answer for you. So I'll tell you why Christianity is true. The reason why it's true is because it's the only religion that claims that a man is the only way to eternal life.
That's cap. Buddhism.
That's cap.
That's
Okay,
cap.
what religion claims that?
Buddhism.
Can you tell me?
Does
Buddhism?
Islam say that?
Wait. So a man claims that he's the only way to gain eternal life?
Yeah, his
And also, wait, hold on.
What's his name? I gotta check that out.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Even if that was the case, why would that make Christianity true?
Because it's distinct.
Okay, but it's not.
Wait,
well,
no, like it could be distinct and still be false. So
No,
like, that doesn't really get us anywhere.
That's not true. Because
Yeah, you could have a distinct false religion.
Well-
That's logically possible.
well, if you look at other religions, right, they all claim the same thing that there's this divine creator, but none of this God literally came down and told them that they are the only way.
Yeah.
Wait,
Except
this
Jesus
happens in
did.
Hinduism all the time.
Prophet
Bro.
Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad
Muhammad's a
policed
little
the
Okay,
different,
Prophet.
Randall,
Guys,
I
give me
don't
names.
I don't want this to come as a hard punch or anything.
Yeah.
But that's just not correct. Right? Like
Okay.
what you're saying, I know you think it's true. And I encourage you to go and continue looking into it because it seems as if you haven't had knowledge on this.
Could you give me the person that claimed it in Hinduism? That's all I asked.
So there's multiple reincarnations of, like, for example, Vishnu,
Bro.
which I believe is
Vishnu.
a avatar of Brahman, which is basically the substrate / god of all of existence.
Champion,
There are
I'm
also
talking-
2 other gods that are sorry.
Wait. Remember my question. A man came down and said he is the only way to gain eternal life. Who else did
Yeah,
that?
no,
What other
they're-
religion? Vishnu is a demigod or
legitimately,
whatnot.
the Hindu gods do come down and explain how you can, quote, like, exist forever as, like, a part of Brahman and stuff like that.
Dream.
That's like eternal salvation in a sense.
Dream. You wouldn't believe that because he's not
and then
a man,
we can go to the
correct?
Prophet Muhammad, right?
Wait,
And we
sorry,
can go
why
there
wouldn't I
too.
believe that?
Yeah, because he's not a
That's-
man, so that would be a spiritual revelation.
Well, it's a man and a god, right? It's the mortal avatar of a god.
Wait. So the mortal avatar came down purple?
No, they came down multiple times, and the multiple times they came down, they gave knowledge to man so that they could live in a better way and also attain some sense of eternal life by removing Atma or whatever the fuck.
So he came down as a man. Is that what you're saying?
A man.
Yeah, basically.
A man.
It's
I
like
gotta get
man
that. I
god,
don't-
basically.
I don't-
Avatar of a god in mortal flesh. And sometimes not in mortal flesh.
Okay. I haven't really. I'm not familiar with this, but.
Hey,
Then
Randall,
don't make the
I-
claim. What?
Wait, hold on. Before we jump, right? Hey, Randall, I think I'm the only other Christian up here. There's a really good way that, and I don't want to reveal secrets. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody up here is smart and they know. But there's really good arguments when going into a debate setting to use, and then there's really good information to give when trying to preach the gospel. And I think what you said, brother, is correct, right? I believe in what you believe in. But when you go into a debate setting, you have to choose the right fights with what scripture and like historical information and things, because there are a lot of strong debates to use when going against people who are just there to debate and not there to like listen to a message of Christ. And I think you got to really pick and choose how you're going to go about like posing
But the host is not interested in the scriptures, though. He wants to know why Christianity is true.
I mean, he is kind of interested in the scriptures because, like, if Christianity is true, then the scriptures would like entail that, right?
Yeah. What I mean, he doesn't want me to preach to him. He wants me to tell him why Christianity is the truth. So that's why I'm saying it's the only religion that claims that a man came down, as God to tell them that he's the only way to gain eternal life.
Yeah, but Randall, even you said you don't have the knowledge set to argue against other religions that make the same claim. So, like, I wouldn't make claims if you're gonna not. If you don't, like, I wouldn't make a claim.
Wait.
No, 1 second. Let's grant it.
Wait.
Let's go down the line because the line doesn't go far.
I did my research.
We can go down, but I do want him to at least like recognize that like Hinduism makes these same claims, right?
Bro, did the God die for you?
I think some of them do have like stories where they sacrifice themselves.
Okay,
Hinduism is a really
I
broad
need names,
religion.
Cam. You gotta give me names, man. You can't say some of it.
I wouldn't say I couldn't know exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like you can look into it. Like the previous claim I do know is true that gods have reincarnated and come down. And have also supposedly given divine revelation. For example, Ramanujan, a famous mathematician, wrote a crazy equation that actually was completely correct mathematically. And his source was revealed to me in a dream by Vishnu. Shit like that, so...
Yeah, I mean, making claims about divine beings coming to you, that's different, man. We're talking about a man coming down, laying his life, and saying he's the only way to gain eternal life. That's different.
Yeah, no, that happened. That happens too. Like all of these things happen.
No, he doesn't. Vishnu didn't do that, bro.
No, I think at one point, yeah, he comes down as like a mortal to like lead men. This
Lead man
happens all the time with gods.
Where did he lead men to?
Basically, like, there's like an internal salvation in a sense where you basically become one with Brahman, which is basically like the essence of the universe, but also a god.
Hey, we did hit the end of Coco's alleged time that he was supposed to give us, so just for the sake of the live, Coco, are you done? Are you like getting in the shower or something?
I don't know why I left.
I just don't want to like push your boundary. You said 9 minutes. It's been about that time, so I want to make sure that you're still. If you want us to continue, we can continue, but I do have to leave. So, okay. Missy, can you hold it down?
Always.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the conversations. Have a great night,
Yeah.
Coco. Love you, buddy. Missy, we'll have to play League sometime.
Hell yeah.
All right,
What
catch y'all
the
later.
fuck? You're playing League in 2026?
I met my
On
husband
occasion.
playing League.
Not every night.
I've been on a 2-year hiatus, okay? I'm relapsing. It's
too.
bad.
Me too, honestly. It's okay.
I'm tempted to join your relapse because I haven't played that game in like a couple years.
What do you play?
Apparently the new season's pretty good. ADC's in a good spot.
I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty
Actually, I used to main, this is a long time ago, but one time I did take rank seriously and I mained support, and holy shit. Dude,
You and I would
hate
go
to
hard.
say it, support has some of the most control over the game.
Oh,
or at least
yeah.
it used to.
People don't
But-
realize how
course.
strong supports are.
No, of course.
Yeah, no,
Support
dude,
is-
roaming mid over and over and having someone's mind slowly break over the course of a game is such a rush.
Do you want to know
Especially
the
when you
biggest
predict
fight
their
my husband and I
flashes.
had?
Oh,
He
God, it
went
was a
Twitch
League thing.
support and kept ganking top lane. And I played against an Ezreal Yumi bot lane for the whole game. And I told him that if he ever did that to me again, I would leave him.
Wait, who is your ADC? Who are you playing?
I was playing Samira.
Oh, you're.
I was like,
That's
this
a-
is
wait,
this
did you
is like
pick
I was like, if
after
I'm
him?
Ezreal, that's one thing. But I'm Samira. Engage.
Yeah, no, Samir is fucking dog shit alone. But no, my main was Thresh because one,
Oh, I
flashes
also
are
love
really
playing
easy to
Thresh.
predict. Like it's actually really easy to predict most flashes because everyone flashes or like Ezreal E's at like max range, and they especially, this is like a noob mistake, they'll flash or E before the hook is thrown out. So it's like the easiest thing in the world, and it drives people insane.
Like you
And
always
it-
bait hook, right? Like that's what you're supposed to be doing is baiting hook. Once
I
you
think
get out
people bait-
hook,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, no,
I-
you're good.
You know, people bait hook way too hard though as well. Like they just never throw their hook, and it's like if you never throw your hook, then I don't give a fuck. Even if you hook me later, by the time we're in the fight halfway, I've dropped all my CDs, and then my CDs will come back by the time the hook ends. And so you've done effectively nothing. I was effectively stunned at that point anyway. Right?
Well, I mean, for Samira and okay, we should probably have this conversation not with a bunch of random people who have no idea what League is.
I'm intently
Okay.
listening.
It's a
I have
dog
no
shit
idea
video
what it
game
is.
made by the worst. It's a very early game that popularized MOBAs. So essentially, you have 5 players on each team. They each go down. There's 3 different lanes. So and there's a jungle, which is like a wilderness that you can go and fight monsters in.
You go fight.
Yeah, and so the idea is that your 5 players are versus the other 5 players, and you have to keep destroying their structures until you basically reach like the core of their castle and destroy their core, and then you win. And whoever destroys the other team's core first, is the winner.
I bet I got you beat on a more addicting but worse made game. Okay,
Marvel
same
Rivals.
same format, right? But Rainbow Six Siege is
My husband played collegiate level.
it is like my guilty pleasure.
Do you know Bolo?
And it is a dog shoot game made by a dog shoot company, and I love it. But
Do you know who Bolo is?
yeah,
Yeah, my husband played him.
no way.
Led his
Did he-
team
how
multiple
did- how
times,
did he
yeah.
do? How did he do?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he got dunked
I
on.
guess-
I'm not gonna lie. Like, my husband's good. He's not like Bolo level.
I had to stop playing Rainbow Six while my daughter was awake because when she became old enough to understand, watch, and communicate to us, she would tell me, how bad I was doing, and I had to stop playing the game during the daytime because I couldn't deal with my daughters.
One of my like most heartfelt memories with my dad is something like he doesn't understand video games fully, but he knew I loved them as a kid, so he'd always play with me, and I fucking loved it because there's a game 007 Nightfire on the PS2.
Wait, guys! In the chat, we have there was a MAGA World 66. Am I letting this up?
Yeah, do it. We can talk from subhuman.
Got a question.
Yeah,
Are we talking about the prompt?
we can.
I actually have to go like right now.
Nice.
Well,
Okay.
that sucks.
You on my
But-
head, birdie.
I'll see you guys in a little bit. I will be going live tomorrow. So yeah, you guys can just come back tomorrow.
Sounds good. Do I have you on Discord, Missy?
I don't know.
I'll just send you my Discord thing in case we ever want to play League.
Based. Bye.